just like this straight cook the motherfucker up.
What's good, what's good, what's good, man? It's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper, and welcome to episode 49, man. 49 episodes in. You used to rock the Club 49, Bag of 93, give me luck. Y'all don't know about that. You gotta be from New Orleans to see what's up, baby. We got some G's up in the building tonight, man. You already know. I just had an amazing weekend, man, and I truly feel like I have reached a new level. And so this week, we want to talk about financial therapy. And the reason why that's important is because we go through seasons where we are motivated to build wealth. We go through seasons where we feel like we want to change our family's dynamic, but then we get bombarded by the old belief system that we once had. We get caught up in speaking words that don't benefit us. And I always say to myself, the words that come from your mind are first rooted in your heart. So the words that come from your mind, they are once rooted in your heart, so you speak not what you think, you speak what you feel. And so now we start to hear people speak negatively about money when at the core, they believe negatively about money. When we talk about financial therapy, we talk about the only way that you truly can build wealth is if you first uproot and peel back the layers on what you truly feel about money. And when I think about the stock market, I think about this unique opportunity that we have to truly increase our net worth, to truly increase our family's purchasing power. The stock market gives us this unique machine that if we put money in, freedom can pump out. But most people don't see it that way. Perspective. Most people see it as, if I put my money in, will I get a return? If I put my money in, what happens when the market crashes? If I put my money in, nope, I'm not putting my money in because I worked too hard for it. Financial therapy is about uprooting the beliefs, not the ones you tell me on the front when you say, I'm good, I want $1 million, I want to be prosperous, I want to change my life, but the belief that you have when you're not in the midst of the people. The belief you have when you're talking to yourself. The belief you have when nobody is around and you truly saying, damn, bro, like I really don't think I could do this. Financial therapy is about getting to the core belief system that you have so that we can cause transformation. What are the feelings that you are fostering? What are the emotions, the belief that you are harboring within? We got to let them beliefs go. We got to let them go. We got to let them go. Because if we don't, it's sort of like trying to run up a mountain with a weight bag on. It's trying to go up a hill holding on to some 50-pound or 100-pound weights. It's trying to go up a hill with a burden. This is hindering the movement that you have. Because the further you go up the hill, the more your mind and your heart say, just let them go. Why am I can't do this. We are making the journey excessively hard when it doesn't have to be. Watch what I'm about to say here. Watch what I'm about to say here. If we do not let go of harboring the emotions, the feeling, and the hurt that we have, the prognosis will not be provisional, it'll be permanent. Hey, Jose, you heard what I said? The prognosis will not be provisional, it'll be permanent. Prognosis is the word for the day. And all it's saying is the vision and the beliefs you have are likely to reoccur. It won't be temporary. It'll be permanent. Are we making the beliefs permanent? I understand where we all come from. I understand where we all give birth from. I understand where we all flowed from. I understand the experiences that we had. But those experiences have to be temporary. And if we don't change that, if we don't allow ourselves to outgrow that, man, we're doing ourselves a disservice. Sometimes it can be extremely difficult to find our significant why. Beyond, I'm doing this for my kids. Beyond, nobody ever did something for me. Beyond me saying, this is all I ever had and I ain't had nobody but me. Those are surface level desires. Those are surface level. I challenge you tonight to open yourself up to something thought-provoking, something soul-searchingly uncomfortable, something that provokes you to purpose. Tonight, I challenge you to do that. Because in order to heal the financial trauma, in order to go through the financial therapy, we must be provoked. Provoking us puts us in a situation where we are uncomfortable. I want you to think about when you provoke. Some of us be kids and we get provoked, we start crying. Some of us be kids, we can provoke, we catch temper tantrums. At that point, we know one thing. Something different is about to happen and I don't got no control of it. I need you to be provoked to prosperity. I need you to be provoked into the purpose. I need you to be provoked into doing something that will change the trajectory of your family. I need you to be provoked. That's what financial therapy is all about. Therapy provokes you. People go to therapy and be like, man, you asking me the uncomfortable questions. People go to therapy and be like, yo, I don't want to answer this. People go to therapy like, man, that therapist tripping. The reason why they saying it is because the therapy is hitting us in our heart. The therapist is hitting us in our soul. The therapist is making us go places in our brain that we ain't been in a long time. The therapist is putting us in uncomfortable position. The therapist is provoking us. Financial therapy. Everything I say, I want to provoke you. I want to make you feel uncomfortable. I want you to say, ouch. I want you to say, ugh. I want you to say, damn, Trap. You know why? Because that means we moving the needle. That means we making progress. Provoke the progress. Provoke the purpose. Provoke the prosperity. Provoke. The pain is supposed to provoke you to do something, to go somewhere, to be something you've never been because you've only visualized it. What is the rhetoric that you have in behind money, man? Building wealth is it's a rigorous journey. How do we create more time that gives us freedom? Provoked. That's what financial therapy is. It is about provoking you to be in the uncomfortable place that challenges you outside of your norm. Financial therapy. You know why we don't go to therapy? We don't want to talk about it. You know why marriage couples don't want to go to therapy? Because it's easier to sit in it than it is to talk about it. Not knowing sitting in it cooks us more. Sitting in it is more damaging. Sitting in it is dangerous. Wanting to build wealth, never have been wealthy, having financial trauma is an oxymoron. It's easier for somebody to build wealth when they come from wealth because they already have an established foundation. It's harder for someone who has never come from wealth to build wealth because the possibilities are here, but the belief barrier is here. So the oxymoron is what separates us. The wealth, the poverty, we got to be provoked to prosperity. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. So I got to ask you, do you truly want the answers to what it takes to build wealth? Here's how I know that most people don't really want the answers. Because when you put up something to get them there, they say, well, why don't you give me the whole thing? Okay, let me make it make sense. Yo, I want a cake, but if I give you the ingredients, the next thing is, yo, what's the measurements? You don't want to do none of the work. You want me to just give it to you every time. You got to be provoked to cook the goddamn cake. You got to be provoked to get to wealth, yo. You ain't never been there before. You got to want it more than you say you want it. You got to visualize it. But what happens when your mind and your heart don't agree on the action that got to be taken? What happens? What happens? What do? Do we broaden the range of our knowledge? Do we broaden the range of our execution? What do? Or do we succumb to our norms? Have we not put ourselves in a situation where we look at where we are and we think about where we want to be, and something in us says, I need to divorce my norms? You married to him. You married to comfort. You're married to the routine. You're married to dysfunction. But somehow, some way, you have this lust for wealth. And I've said it before, we lust things because in our mind and in our heart, something about us feels that we cannot achieve it. The things that you're lusting for often seems out of reach. But I want you to go past the uncomfortable and find the why. And then once you find it, I want you to work on trusting you enough to obtain it. Let your inner thoughts collaborate with the feeling that you second guess. The feeling. I remember when I made my first million, y'all, I was uncomfortable. I was scared. I've never seen that much money in my life. It was in my bank account. You talking about trap, somebody who was homeless, somebody who went to prison, somebody who mama abandoned them. I was young, my grandmother went to, I'm talking about, I'm seeing it, and I knew everybody around me wanted to be millionaires, but here I was, a millionaire, sleeping on my great aunt's sofa, and I was scared to death to move in the streets of New Orleans because I felt like everybody knew I was a millionaire, and nobody didn't. But what happened was I was harboring a feeling. I was harboring it. So I need you to let the inner thoughts of what you want to be, I want you to let them collaborate with the things that you second guess so they can come together and say, yo, here's where we need to go. want you to investigate. I want you to evaluate. Do you really know your core beliefs? Do you really know what you believe in outside of what Trap has told you, outside of what your mama has told you, outside of what your friends have told you? What are the core beliefs? What are you anchored to? What is the significant reason? In actuality, are you truly finessing yourself? Are you lying to yourself? Because a lie told to oneself long enough becomes a core belief. A lie told to oneself long enough becomes a core belief. Financial therapy. Financial therapy. We need it. We need it because we don't think in the right manner. We don't have enough belief in ourselves. We don't have enough of belief in our abilities. We don't have enough of belief that we can operate at a level that not only acquires wealth, but sustains it, passes it down, and normalizes it. Okay, I like to talk about myself again. Because that's how it makes sense to me. The first million. The first thing every time I spent the dollar, I checking my bank account. I had done created, I was blessed with a new norm. The first million. I was scared. The first million, I kept thinking about my daughter. The first million, I don't want to lose it. The first million, this is game changing. The first million, oh my God. The first million, I was petrified. The first million, I'm calling the bank, making it show it's mine. I was in disbelief, y'all. I'm keeping it real. I wasn't comfortable. I even told myself I didn't deserve it. Something in me made myself believe that I didn't deserve it. Something in me wanted to go give it to my homies to help them like, yo, here, bro, get on. Like something in me didn't believe that I was worthy enough to acquire it. Financial therapy, I ain't talking about you. You trying to get there, that's cool. I gotta speak you from experience. The first million, I was like, yo, this cannot be real. The first day I made it, I watched the account every single day. I did not want to spend nothing. The first million. Financial therapy. Financial therapy. But a lot of y'all on y'all way. A lot of y'all on y'all way to the first one. It's not as hard as people make it seem. The first one, if I'm being honest with you, you can stumble up on that one. It just take the right belief system, it take the right consistency and the right grind. You can go get the first one easy. It's the second one, and the third one, and the fourth one, and the fifth one that changes you completely. Because you got to keep adapting a new mindset. You got to keep adapting a new belief. You got to keep telling yourself you're worthy. You got to start separating yourself from certain people because their conversations don't align with where you're going. But you got to still let them people know that you love them, but that you on a different journey. But yet you still got to be open for when they're ready. So I'm talking about financial therapy. I'm talking about going deep, man. I ain't talking about surface level. I'm telling you that every million you get gonna change you. If you think I'm lying, go ask a multimillionaire and tell them give you the real. Most of them won't because they don't know you like that. So you got to ask somebody, you got to get cool, you got to build a relationship with somebody who's willing to have that conversation. I sat down with my homies a couple days ago and we ain't talking about business. We talking about, bro, how your mindset, how your mind is, how your mama doing, how you feel, how the money got you feeling. And believe it or not, everybody said they was happy, but about an hour into the conversation, everybody started unloading. You know why? We had to make sure it was a safe place. We had to make sure who was sitting on this side of me, not amongst ourselves, but who was listening, who was behind us, who was in front of us when the waitress came. Financial therapy. Financial therapy. Because the person who changes their family life, the person who changes the culture within the family, that person is bearing such the burden. You are the visionary. You are the pioneer. You are the trailblazer. But you are the one that suffers the most in silence. Because everybody don't see the vision. You can't have millionaire talk to people who are not millionaires yet. And it's not that they don't understand. It's not that they ain't with it, but they ain't touched it yet. They still in the visionary stage. They ain't touched it yet. They excited about it. Being around you makes them thrive for it. Being around them makes them thirsty for it. But it's hard to have the conversation with because they don't understand the pressure. And it's not their fault. Because everybody got the visions. Everybody got the dream. Everybody got the aspiration. But what it takes? What it takes? The pressure, the uncertainty. And if you don't have the financial therapy, every day you'll think about losing it. I heard Gabrielle Union say something in one of her interviews. She said, every day I ask myself, do I have enough to take care of my family, to take care of my mother, to take care of my father? And immediately I said, I remember when I was right there. I remember when I was right there. And her network is way greater than mine, but I remember going, the financial therapy, y'all. All right. I think we drove that in. So tonight I challenge you again to open yourself up to a thought-provoking, soul-searching, uncomfortable why. And I need you to write down your core beliefs behind money. What is it that you fear? What is it that you are scared of? What is it that makes you uncomfortable? I need you to write it. I need you to identify it, because the more you run away from it, the closer you get to that million, the closer you get to success, the more you're going to pull back when you're supposed to be all gas. And it's hard to be all gas when you fear something. And before I get into the show, let me say this. One of the reasons why I got out of the streets, I bowed out gracefully, because when me and my homie went hit that last lick, and I never forget, I'm thinking I'm getting the stuff. The dude pull up behind me, boom, he pull out on me. My dog was doing something. I heard the gun. I said, damn, I'm about to go out like this. And my dog saved my life. God bless his soul. It's Calvin out the Magnolia. That's my dog. He saved my life. He wound up dying in prison. But when we finished, he told the dude in that moment, he said, bro, I can't stop you from killing my homie, but listen, if you kill him, it's going to be 2 dead people right there. We only got to do this. By God's grace, the dude let me go. And I remember we went outside, we got into the car, we drove home, and I told my dog, with the little money we had, I gave it to him. I said, bro, I'm good. And my homie was locked in. He was like, man, you tripping, man. You know that's part of the game, bro. You done saved my life buku time, bro. That's part of. I say, nah, bro. I thought about the consequences. So I thought about the consequences, bro. I don't want to go back to the pen, and I damn sure ain't willing to die like this. And see, here's the thing about the streets. This will hurt a lot of people. Once you realize that that part ain't in you no more, most people try to fight the feeling. That's what gets you killed. That's what gets you jammed up. Because you know, like, bro, it ain't, I'm good. Because once you start thinking about the outcome, once you start thinking about what's happening, now you ain't in it no more. Because being in the streets, just like building wealth, it's instinctive. A lion can't be a dominant person, a dominant being, it can't be the king of the safari if it ain't moving off instinct. The minute the lion start thinking about the hyenas, the minute the lion start thinking about the water buffaloes, the minute the lion stop thinking that he's the lion, it's the minute he goes from lion to lunch. That minute, it's a split second, lion to lunch. The minute he start thinking, the minute he start saying, if I go over here, the hyena's gonna do this, he went from lion to lunch. The minute he start saying, I can't go over here and conquer this, he go from lion to lunch. Ain't no more legacy. So for me, I'm gonna just keep it real. I done already been shot. I done already been to prison. I done already beat a couple charges. I done almost been kidnapped. I done already been through everything I needed to go through. I'm like, bro, I'm good. I'm good. My dog went to jail 12 months later. He wound up dying in the pen. He wound up dying in the pen. Because he hit a lick. That's what we did. He hit a lick. I hit a lick. I ain't with him. I'm like, bro, I'm good. And he was like, nah, bro. And so in his mind, he wanted to show me that he could hit the lick without me, knowing we done hit numerous licks together. I know my role. He knew his role. But he wanted to show me that he could do it without me. Wound up catching an armed robbery charge. Wound up passing away in prison because he had sickle cell. My brother. So you gotta know if it ain't instinctive. Financial therapy, if you don't heal from that, you're not gonna move in the wealth game because you're gonna start thinking about, if I invest my money, what happens if I lose it? If I go all in on this business, what happens if it don't? Like, I can move in the stock market now instinctively. I can move around in business instinctively. I ain't scared of the loss. I embrace the loss because there's data in the loss. Financial therapy. Episode 49, Trappin' Tuesday, financial therapy. Let's go, baby. How we feeling tonight? Ooh. Jose, we got 2,100 people in the chat tonight. One of my greatest friends just came in. She is my person, y'all. We got Donnie Wiggins in the building. Wait a minute. You sure you want to come up here with them tights on? That body is bodying, baby.
I was giving you your flowers while you were here for no reason at all.
You feel me?
And one of your most favorite things to do on earth is reading. So you got several books on me.
This is why I love her, y'all. My best right here, man. Hi, nothing like getting your flowers while you're alive. The $100 will be spent tonight. I will order 10 books. Amazon. Thank you, Donnie. I love you so much. I appreciate you. I literally saw Donnie at the BET Awards. She was doing her thing, her and David Shands, and I DM'd him like, yo, I'm so damn proud of you. Like, you got to be willing to give your friends their flowers while they living, while they in motion. I told her she up there, she been in the gym, her finest fining. AF. I always DM her and say, yo, you getting fine AF. She be like, you see me, Jeff? Got my dog Cito in here, OG status like a gangster. You know what I'm saying? He in here, Magnolia to the bone. Uptown to the bone. Got George on the camera. Yo, what's up, George? How you feeling? Good. Got Jose in the building. What's happening? Shout out to Jose. He gave a dope speech this weekend. Got Gindy in the track. What's up, Gindy? All right, we got Tootie in the back. What's happening, Tootie? Wow. Got Dave in the back, man. Dave in the building. Love the team. I wouldn't be here without the team, man. Let's get into it. Tonight is going to be an amazing episode. Let's start off by liking and sharing this, y'all. We got 2,200 people in the chat. Let's clap for that. We love it. Damn, man. My girl bought me some flowers, man. I love Donnie, man. God darn it, man. She tried to make a gangster blush. All right, man, let's start off, man, with our Trapper mantra. Let's start off with that. Let's get it. Y'all know what it is, man. I am a certified Wall Street trapper. I am confident in my ability to make great investments. The stock market is a machine that prints money, and I am more than capable of operating this machine. Not only will I free myself, but my family will eat for a lifetime based on the information I apply today. I'm a money maker and a wealth builder. Today I break the chains that anchor me to the poverty mindset. My ancestors will smile now because I've turned our last name into an asset. Now, y'all know I always back that part up because I need you to understand that your name wasn't always an asset. Don't worry about who you got it from. Don't worry about what happened. I just need you to know that somebody got raped, somebody got hurt, somebody jumped off a boat, somebody slaved for decades and generations, somebody was separated from their family, somebody's daddy went this way, somebody ran away for a freedom that they haven't seen but they felt, somebody had an urge in their spirit to move, somebody had a last name that you are now attached to and they bet all on themselves. So I need you to know that my ancestors smile now because I have turned our last name into an asset. God damn it. In the middle of the mantra. My family's purchasing power will increase indefinitely. Today I make the declaration that no longer will I be a slave to money. No longer will a generation behind me inherit lack. No longer will I submit to selling my time for money. I am a first generation millionaire. I am the architect of my family's legacy. I am a certified Wall Street trapper, and Wall Street looks like us now. Woo, let's go. We clapping to that. Flowers got me feeling good. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Hey, this episode is brought to you by Wall Street Trapper. Today we got celery juice, y'all. We drinking celery juice, y'all. Let's drink some. That was good. And before we get into it, hey, let's get in with the ad. Let's give him a tour right quick. We got a tour, y'all.
Like, we the only one doing a live show with this much production. Like, we bar none, we just different. We not in competition with nobody. To see somebody that looks like us talk about stocks, because I had never seen that before.
You know, we buy during the drought, and in recession is the best time to buy.
So we're giving raw and uncut information.
I know how to break down a company. I know how to invest. Being a more confident investor.
That Wall Street does look like us, no cliche. I would no longer fertilize my fears. That financial trauma has to be broken. We got to understand that we are more than consumers.
One share at a time can change your life.
What we doing? What we doing?
We're printing money, baby.
I swear, bro, like, I'm not gonna lie. I gotta talk to Steve. We gotta lengthen that, because it start getting juicy right there. The beat done dropped in. It's a cliffhanger. We gotta do that. All right, before we go, man, listen, everybody on the Instagram live, man, listen, come in the chat. Listen, it's almost 400 of y'all. Come to Trappin Tuesdays. It's on YouTube. Look for Trappin Tuesdays. We live. When you get in the chat, I need you to say, we here, Trap. I need you to say, we here, Trap. And we going to turn up tonight, man. This will not be a 3-hour show. This will not be a 3-hour show. I promise. But I don't promise. But y'all know. So catch me in the chat, man. I'm going to holler at y'all. I love y'all. You feel me? All right, man. Listen, we got a lot to talk about tonight, y'all. We got a lot to talk about tonight, and I'm smiling. My girl got me some roses, and they will sit on here. Gangsters need love, too. See, ain't that right? Gangsters need a little love, too, man. Gangsters need a little love, too. All right, man, so let's get into it, man. God, I forgot to tell Dave, man. All right, let's get into it. Word on the street. Let's get into our heat check. I will say this, man. The market rebounded tremendously. So yesterday I put on my Instagram, I don't like the fact that y'all are saying super cap. I don't like it. I want y'all to know that I do not like y'all saying super cap. I don't like it. I don't like that y'all don't trust me, that this is not going to be a 3-hour show. All right, so yesterday, man, the market took a hard nosedive. Yesterday they hit me for 24,000 yesterday. See, they hit me for 24,000 yesterday. You heard me? Hit me for 24,000 yesterday, man. I'm not mad at it. I took some profits on some stuff, but today we bounced back. We bounced back. Fish scale. Y'all know the good shit always come back to the top. No procaine. You feel me? They don't know. They don't know, OG. They don't know. All right, so we'll get into it. So today we had 3,633,000 calls and 3,275,000 puts. If we see that put call ratio is really closer, right? So that tells us the mark isn't as greedy as it once was, but it's still not in bear market territory. We had a great bounce today. We had a total of 6,908,000, almost 7 million calls and puts put in the day with a rally of 9.90. That's almost 1%. All right, let's go. Let's go a little further. Let's get into this heat check, man. So today, Meta bounced, Apple bounced, Tesla bounced, Microsoft bounced. We know they bounced, but I want to get a little deeper. I definitely want to talk about something inside here, something like Illinois tools that jumped today. That caught me off guard. The railroads had a small jump today. Sherman-Williams had the paint company hit an all-time high today, if I'm not mistaken. Morgan Stanley hit today. Charles Schwab hit today. So I'm looking at stuff like that hit outside of tech. Now we know tech had its rally. I'm going to be real, Google just like pissing me off. They not doing what they supposed to do. It got downgraded twice by 2 banks. So I'm in my Google portfolio. My Google option. We rolled that over a little bit. But definitely, it looks really good. Let's go a little further. All right, here we are. We're in extreme greed, but we weren't as greedy as we were last week. Today was definitely a major bounce back, and we okay with that. We okay with that. All right, let's go a little further. Let's just get into the recession portfolio right quick, because we know the people like to see it. And y'all know nobody outside of Trap gonna just show you everything every week, so I won't show it to y'all right quick, man. Let's get into it. All right, first of all, here we go, man. We bounced back today, 14,000 today. We bounced back. We had a total of like a $22,000 day, so we bounced back. We bounced back, my guy. We bounced back. We get it back. We ain't tripping. Meta got upgraded today again. It went crazy. It got upgraded today. It's making so much money off Reels now. It's making so much money off of, they just introduced the Facebook subscription for the Oculus. That was crazy. NVIDIA, we're going to talk about something they did today. It bounced back for me. Y'all know if NVIDIA bounced, SMA's going to bounce. Tesla bounced. So we got some of that back, but Google got downgraded twice, man. So one of the things I did on the Google Play was I had the 130 call. I usually give myself one time to roll my options down. So the other day, Google rolled down to 119. So I got into the Google. I rolled my 130 down to 127. Paid the difference. I paid the difference on it. The first day I rolled it down, it ran up like maybe $1,800. And then now we down $3,000. I'm not gonna lie. So I told my people in the group, and we've been on a run. We done been on a run. We've been on like a 5-6 option run where we hit. We got this one out till January. With the 2 downgrades on Google, I definitely feel like we gotta watch this one heavy. I'm thinking July has always been a good month in the market, so I want to see what July does for us. I think over the last 10 years, the market hasn't had a bad July in about 10, 15 years. Maybe I'm lying. Maybe I think it's 10 years they haven't had a bad July. I'm optimistic about it. That's what I love about the Leap option. They definitely give us time to be able to go through and endure some of these situations. I did tell some of my people who in the Google Play with me, I said, you can roll it down, but only roll it down once, but don't turn a bad trade into a worse trade. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to be mindful of the 2 downgrades. I don't like it at all. I don't see nothing fundamentally that changed about the stock. They are saying Google will have some AI confrontation with Microsoft. I don't really see it. I want to see what they're going to do on ads this coming earnings in July. So these July earnings going to tell me a lot about Google. So I'm definitely watching that a lot. But if you want to join the Patreon, you've been in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You've probably been in 7 plays with me. We get bread. We print money. So I will say for some of the people, this is their first option play with me. They got into the Google Play. We just stuck it out. What I will say about a play like this is it will test your financial fortitude. One of the things that truly helps you as an investor is to be able to, everything not always gonna run. You feel me? Everything ain't always gonna run. Sometimes we gotta fight some of them out. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we gotta fight them out. Sometimes it may take us 30 days. It may take us 60 days. We gotta fight it out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm watching it. We down like 16% on it. We rolled it down, and what rolling down does is allow us not to take the loss. We get into another position. We pay the difference. But I give myself one time to roll it down. So when I rolled it down, we was down about 30%. I rolled it, and we're going to see what it do. If we got to take an L on it, I ain't afraid to say it. We got to take an L on it. I don't like to see my people lose money. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's a different ball game. Like, I don't mind, an L come with me. Like I said, we done printed, I think we printed right at 300,000 this year so far. So I don't mind taking a little L, but I don't like when my people take L's. But the one thing I can't teach you is how to perform when your portfolio turns red. When one of your positions turn red, like it don't bother me. I'm like, all right, bet I'm on to the next one. I'm looking for more stuff. But for some of my people, you know, their financial bandwidth isn't like where I'm at right now. And that's okay. It takes time to get us there. But we'll be all right, man. We be all right. We be all right, man. We be all right. So definitely, if you want to join the Patreon, come in it. The only thing I tell people in the Patreon, if you're in the trap masters, or master the triple beam, if you new to it, don't ask me, Trap, when you going to put the next option play in. Don't ask me that. The reason why I don't want you to ask me that is because, you know, I'll go on a run where I do 5, 6, 7 plays in a matter of 2 weeks. And then I'll go on a run where I may sit out for 3 weeks and not do nothing because I'm collecting data. I'm like, today I put like 6 companies on my list that was, they were great companies. I'm like, all right, let me check these out. Let me see what they gonna do, how they gonna perform. I had like 6 companies on the list, so that's what I did. All right, let's go a little further. Boom, here we go right here. Here we go right here. So this is, you know, my pride and joy will always be in buy and hold. Majority of my portfolio will always be in buy and hold companies. And the reason why is because, you know, I showed y'all the triangle offense last week. At the bottom is income. We turn the income to buy and hold positions, and buy and hold positions we turn them to leap options. Buy and hold positions allow us to be in positions for the long term and build wealth while we in those positions. As you can see right now, the market is up about 13%. We up 22%, going on 23%. So we now beating the market by about 9%. Matter of fact, Dave, we have a slide. I want to run this next. We have a slide at the end that says, it shows them like if you building your money at a certain percent, how long it takes for your money to flip. I can't think of the name of it, that slide. When you see it, after I finish talking about this, I want to go with that next. You see it? It's a slide that has percents and then dollars on the side of it. You'll see it. After I finish talking about this, I want to go into that next. I think that's a perfect segue into that. As you can see right now, we up 22%, almost 23%. That's great because last year we beat the market by 17% while the market was down 13% and 33%. So now in the up market, we are up 23%. Somebody told me one day, that ain't no lot. I said, well, you try to go do it. That's all. Show me what you've done the last couple of years because I'm showing what I've done the last couple of years. You feel what I'm saying? And so my goal is to consistently beat the market. One of the things I'm going to show on a tour is what is my recipe for beating the market last year, this year, and moving forward. So one of the things we're showing on a tour, this is not textbook. You can't find this on YouTube. You won't find this in the book. I will tell you this, as an investor, your greatest lessons will come from experience. It won't come from a book. The book will give you instructions. Being in the market will give you experience. Your mama can give you all her recipes, but until you start cooking it, until you put your wrists in it. I remember, damn, should I tell this story? I remember the first time I tried to cook crack. I burned it. The water turned brown. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but I thought I had it right because I watched Menace to Society. I had to call one of my OGs, and the OG wasn't the OG that hustled, it was the OG that smoked. I said, OG, I need you to re-rock this. Man, see, you know what I'm talking about, man. You know how I go. I had to call the clucker. Man, come re-rock this for me, man. Come in there, look. That boy threw a couple ice cubes in that thing, see? Drink, drink. I said, ooh. Boy, that boy, look, he threw the ice cubes in the sea. He ran the hot water from the tub and shook it under the, boy, that thing jumped up. I said, how you did that? Then that boy put it on the table. Look, that boy was cold-blooded, though. The boy did some shit like this. The boy did something like this, son. Look. Oh, everything, look. Look. The boy did this, look. Bro, when I seen it next, it was half of what it was. I don't know how he did it. Boy hit it, look, I look, I said, where it went? He said, man, you know, it shake, it shriveled up. I said, hold up, but I saw the whole thing. I saw it come to the top. I told my homie, he said, oh, he got you. Junkie G. I said, ooh. Some things you gotta just experience them. Some things you gotta, listen, I'm gonna tell you some real talk. If somebody told me they were hustling the street and you ain't never got burnt, you ain't never really hustled. I'm lying? If you ain't never really got hit, if you ain't never got the fake money like this, like it's the $20 bill, it's the 20 on the corner, but it's really $1. If you ain't, see laughing. If they ain't never hit you with the 1-2, man, you look like, what the? You ain't never played the game. Same thing with investing. If you got somebody who you following and they ain't never lost no money, they ain't never took a L, everything they do hit. Now, even Warren Buffett done took some L's. It's part of the game. The goal is to just win more than you lose. All right, so you can see ATKR is up 5,000. We hit for 1,000 a day. CELH, Cellulose, this was our latest runner. Some of the people in the group was like, Trap, why are you buying? I said, listen, this thing I got us. We've been off to the races. You feel me? Costco, y'all know Costco doing what it's do. Croc's been fighting here and there for me, but it is what it is. Eli Lilly, y'all know, that's my part of that Trap 12 Tribes. Lockheed Martin doing what it do. Facebook, Nvidia, TPH, we're going to talk a little bit about that. Again, we up 22% on the year. We up 90,000 on the year just now buying whole. We got 18,000 in cash. Man, 118,000 in cash. Man, we good, man. We playing game. All right, so I want to get into this first slide right quick before we get into it. Let's show it to them. The reason why this slide is important, y'all, is I want y'all to understand this. Percents in good companies matter. So a lot of times people focus on the money. Don't focus on the money. Focus on the percents. Focus on the percents. So I also want you to understand this. This is why this is so important for you to understand. Watch this. Damn, I knew the one I should have had after this. I wasn't even thinking. Damn, this hit my head just now. So how long will it take you to double your money? So I want you to look at this. This just in buying whole. If you got 2% a year, it would take you 36 years to double your money. Watch this. Watch this. Most of your mutual funds and most of your retirement funds are only giving you about 2% a year on your money. So they need you to retire just to try to double what, they need you to work 30 years just for you to try to double what you put in there. I want y'all to understand that. Your retirement, go look at your retirement, go look at your Roth IRA, not your Roth IRA. Go look at your retirement, go look at your pension, go look at your 401k. Go look at that and see what the return they have given you over the last 5 to 10 years, the total return. Now, here's the thing. After the return, you got to take the taxes out. So if you're getting 2%, are they really? I was talking to Mandices yesterday when we was in, Sunday. That was Sunday. And he was like, man, he had some money in his little one account. And he was like, bruh, it took them 10 years. And I looked at what they did in 10 years. I was like, man, I can do better than this on my own. I was like, bro, for sure. You can do that on your own. The bank not designed to make you money. Their complete design is to take your money and make them money and give you the residue. Ooh, I'm in my bag already. The bank is designed to give you the residue of what they made off your money. Jose, that's a clip. That's a clip. Matter of fact, I'm going to write that down. Summary. Residue from the bank. I need to see that in the summary, Jose. The bank is designed to give you the residue off the money they make off you. It's a cool better game. If you haven't read The Creature from Jekyll Island, you need to read it. All right, 6 years, you get 12. It's 6 years, at 12%, at 4%, it would take them 18 years to double your money. So at 6%, it would take you 12 years to double your money. At 8%, it would take you 9 years to double your money. So here's the people who always say index and chill. Everybody keep telling us about be a millionaire in 40 years. I'm not gonna lie, I don't agree with it. It shouldn't take you 40 years to become a millionaire. It shouldn't. It should not take you 40 years it should not take you 30 years to become a millionaire. The reason why it take you that long to become a millionaire is because you're using the blueprint that they gave you. You got to throw that away. You got to renegotiate that contract, and you got to be what? What we say in the mantra, I am the architect of my family's legacy. Architect means you can get the blueprint, you create a new blueprint, you create the pillars, you create what the design is, you create the flow model, you create the acreage, you create that. What are the values? What are the mission statement? What is the compensation? What is the incentives? You create that. You are the architect of your last name. Give me some action. There we go. I'm cooking. Jose, I'm cooking? I'm cooking. Nani, you didn't even see my keynote. You didn't see my keynote from, it was crazy. Jose got the tape. But I think you had to be there to see that one. That was one of them ones. That was one of them ones. I think that's the best one I ever did. Yep, I'm only getting better. I'm like fine wine. Don't get me started. All right, so watch it, y'all. 10%, it would take you 7 years. At 12%, it would take you 10 years. Now 6 years. Now you're getting a little better, right? How do you consistently get 12%? You're getting a little better, right? I ain't mad at 6 years on a long-term portfolio. If I keep putting, I ain't mad at that. Now we ain't talking too bad. 6 years we ain't talking too bad. But watch this. Now we talking about next level. We talking next level. Now, mind you, I'm going to have to go get, or Dave, do we have, while I'm explaining this, can we pull up the last recession portfolio of 2022? Can we find it? Not the options one, because we beat the market with the options, but the last, can we get it? Boom. Last year, 12-20, that's the last one? We beat the market by 15.96%, 16%. Yep, there we go, 12.27. 15.68%. The market was down 13%, so the S&P was negative 13%, and the NASDAQ was minus 33%. So in case y'all didn't know, for the people who didn't believe or who heard me talk, Trap beat the market last year, the last trading day, by 15.68%. And if you can notice, the only thing that's still there is Costco, Eli Lilly, Lockheed Martin. 1, 2, 3. So I've changed out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I added 2 more. That's called portfolio management. All right, let's go back to the last one. I'm a beast, y'all. I'm whooping your bank. I'm whooping them. I'm going to start a Trappin investment fund. I'm lying. Because people is impatient when it comes to their money. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. All right, let's go a little deeper right here, though. 15%, you can get your money back in a little under 5 years. At 20%, you can double your money. Now we talking about just buying, holding. So Trap, how do I pull this off? And my thing for you is, I'm gonna be real with you. If it can be done by Peter Lynch and Warren Buffett and Bill Ackman, it can be done by you. If I hit 15% last year, we up 22% this year. Yo, it's an art and a science. It's not about how smart you is. Does that make sense? It's an art and a science, but it's not an IQ game. You feel me? It's an art and a science, but not an IQ game. Remember in the beginning, we talked about the financial therapy. So we're using a buy and hold to make our money work the double for us, but then we use the leap options to do what? Print money. We're talking about using the triangle that we talked about last week. The triangle offense. What do? Income turns to capital. The first thing we do with the capital is put it in a buy and hold. If we can put the money in a buy and hold and get 15, 20% a year off that money, and then use the leap option money to fund that money, or the day trade money to fund that money, now we've found a way to keep recycling money. If we keep recycling money, we are building our wealth back to back. We are now the catalyst behind our wealth building. Remember what I keep telling y'all, fam. I am the architect. I am the reason why my last name is an asset. You set the standard. I know. That's why the name of this episode is what? Financial therapy. The reason why the name of this episode is financial therapy is because some people want to get straight to their money and you ain't understanding how to work the machine. You the type of person that get the box with the stuff in there, you don't look at the instructions, you put the thing together, and you wonder why you got parts missing. Like, why them parts still right there? Because you ain't look at the instructions. You trying to freestyle. You cannot freestyle your way to wealth. You're going to keep messing up. You're going to keep fumbling. You don't want to look at the instructions. I know how to build it. Now the thing's shaking. Why is it shaking? Well, because you got 16 screws over here that still remain. That's extra. That thing say 2 extra. You got 8. All right, let's go. Here's what I want to show you before we go. In 10 years, at 10 years, in under 5 years, let me see. In a little under 5 years, $10,000 can become $63,000 if you return 15%. We're not even talking about options. We just talking about trading. We just talking about buy and hold. That's good. Watch this. 20% in a little under 4 years become almost 93,000. We just talking about playing the game how it go. So I want you to understand something. The name of this game is, how do we compound good companies? Ooh, write that down. How do we compound good companies? All right, let's go a little further. Man, we on the floor. All right. Getting flued out. Donnie, you got flued out before? Why would I ask that question? Come on, I don't realize who I'm talking to. It's Donnie. All right, so check this out. The return of travel demand is exploding right now, right? The return of the travel trade has exploding right now. The airline index XAL is up 42% year to date. The JEX ETF is up 24% year to date. So watch this. Delta Airline hits a 52-week high today. American Airline is $4, hits a 52-week high today. And Southwest Airlines was $3 off the high as of the closing. Now, here's what I will say about that. I do not like the airline industry, not one bit. The airline industry is one of those industries that is one of the most inconsistent industries of all. It's worse than energy. The airline industry will lag, and then it will pop, and it will run. And then if you're not already in it, you will just 100% miss it, but then you got to get out of it because it's going to fall, and it's going to fall hard. I do not like the airline industry. The reason why I don't like the airline industry is because of a few things. One, it is 100% a capital-intensive business. What do I mean by a capital-intensive business? It takes too much. They don't be vertically integrated. It takes too much. If the price of oil is up, the price of gas is up, airline gonna be hit hard. If the consumer acting crazy, people not flying. Now, what I will say about Delta Airlines is they have this amazing thing that they do. They built in the business with American Express, and then they built in the business with helping other airline businesses fix their motors. I found out about about Delta. I said, oh, I didn't know about that one. So I will not tell you all to run and jump on the airline trade. I'm not going to be an advocate for that because not only are they running, but the cruise ships running too. I think, is it Carnival Cruise or Norwegian Cruise, the big one, is up like 100% this year. So I'm not going to tell y'all run that because they have horrible financials. Most people who I know own the airline industry, they are trading them, not just owning them, because every airline industry, except for the one that I like, Alaskan Air, they was the only one that had the best balance sheet out of all of them. They was able not to go in debt. They was able not to sell debt. They had 18 months worth of cash on the balance sheet. No other airline company had that. That's the only one I really liked during the pandemic. I didn't invest in it, but I was like, if you're going to get one, that's the one. But stay away from the airlines, but they killing it right now. And I'm going to be real with you. I think it may run for a little bit longer because I think people are just tired. I think people are socially exhausted. I think people we still have not gotten over the pandemic yet. There's still a trauma from that. That's why people flying, people going out, people won't be outside. You feel me? So the only one I did like was Alaskan Air. Out of all the airline companies, you go do your research, go do your homework. They had the least amount of debt and they had the most amount of cash. All right, let's move forward. Somebody getting flued out or they acting bad. All right, June performance, man. Let's go. As we can see, Polk Group, DR, Horton, Lennar. Listen, the home building industry was going crazy. And I'm gonna tell my people in the Patreon something. I owe y'all an apology because a month and a half going into June, I had the home builders ETF on my list. And I went with Google instead of the home builders for that trade. I'm gonna be real with you. I had the home builders, XHB, I had Google, and I had AMD. I say, nope, I don't like AMD because I got NVIDIA. I was like, I like Google. I like what they did. I like the performance. I like the Google day they had where they broke out the AI. And then I had the home builders. Remember, I told y'all about TPH a long time ago. We got in TPH. So in June, I was like, yep, BLDR, them two. I was like, yo, I think I'm going to go with this. But it wasn't moving. But when I invest in ETFs for option plays, I'm not planning to move fast. I wanted to be consistent. And we could have got about 10% this year, y'all, this month alone on that ETF. So I want to tell my people in the Patreon, I gotta take that one to the. I gotta take that one. I gotta be real, Tori. Shout out to Tori because she be really in the chat. Tori, I apologize. I apologize. It was. All right, I'll go a little further. All right, what's going down? Let's go with it. REITs are getting their butt whipped. Essex Property, Fidelity, Federal Realty, a lot of people use that for income equity. Public storage is flat on June. I will say this, y'all. Stay away from office REITs, y'all. Stay away from them. The office REITs are getting punished. And if you have money in there, I don't truly trust that you're going to get your money back out of those office REITs. Remember, most people buy REITs because of the actual dividend, but I'm not a fan of investing in a bad company for a dividend. I'm not a fan of investing in a REIT for a dividend if the company not good. So that's how I feel about that. Let's go a little further. All right, the older the berry, the more juice America is squeezing. I be having too much time on my hands sometimes. Sometimes I just have too much time on my hands. I just be coming up with stuff. It makes, y'all know the older the berry, the sweeter the juice. That's where I got it from. But here was something I saw. I was reading, doing some homework today, and I saw that people are working more into older age. The S&P has about 1.6 of its board members are at least the age of 80 years old, and over 80 years is 1.3%. Labor stats show that the workforce of 75 years and older will climb by 11.7% by 2030. Mind you, a couple weeks ago, what we talked about the Social Security. We talked about that. right? So I want y'all to understand that they're how do I want to say this? They're going to implement some things. Remember we talked about them pushing that retirement age. We talked about them pushing that retirement age. And I think they are putting us on. America doesn't never do anything abruptly. It's always like premeditated. And so I think it will be a situation where people will just start. It's going to be a new norm where people work into their 70s and 75 and 80s. And then what happens when the American dream goes to 75 and 80? And essentially it just told you got to work the rest of your life. You feel me? And so because we know that, because we know the debt is keep climbing, because we understand that America is going to keep spending money, if we don't take our financial likelihood in our hands, if we don't become solely responsible for our finances, then you will be 80 years old working. Now, when I talk about the older, more seasoned generations, they didn't have access to the information we had. They didn't have access to that. The bad part about that is we have access to it, but not only do we have access to the information, but then artificial intelligence is going to take another 3/4 of the jobs. And people keep saying, well, artificial intelligence is not going to take no jobs. Yes, it is. It's going to create jobs for the people that's highly intelligent. It's going to it's going to produce jobs for, our kids. But our kids now got to be able to do what? Get the education and be able to use the artificial intelligence, which probably going to mean college and computer programming, right? But what happens to the people? Because most Americans, 60% of Americans work service jobs. 60% of Americans work service jobs. Let's go a little further. Right there. Right here. Right? So once you get past the professional male and female, look, management and business and financial, and then service and sales. So I kind of put them together, right? Management, businesses. So watch this. I think management is still in the services because you got to manage the service. I look at it. But watch this, y'all. Like, what happens when the people who got the service jobs, watch this, transportation and moving. Watch this. Transportation and moving. We got, autonomous driving. I just saw on YouTube the lady, I forgot where she was at. She got in the taxi or the Uber. She was like, bet, I'm here. I'm like, bro, ain't no way in the world I'm getting in an Uber that ain't got no human being in there driving. What if that thing go haywire while I'm in the back? Man, you crazy. You know what's going to happen. Then they're going to get in the thing where they got the thing in front where you can't get in front in case of emergency. They ain't got no emergency switch in the back. None of that. Man, I'm not doing that. So watch this. Production. Only thing that might be safe is construction. Because when I did iron work, you don't think? But who going to build it? You still need the iron workers to build it, to weld it. What, you going to put a machine up there to weld it? You can't do that. I don't think they could do that yet. I ain't going to say what they can't do. America crazy. Right? Farming and fishing, installation, maintenance, and repair, these going. Production, all right. Transportation, going. Office and administrative support, that's people using VAs right now. That's going. Sales and services, going. Service, I'm just saying. That's saying so, I don't know, y'all. Watch this. Current employment status for ages 80 years and older in the workforce, full-time, over 300,000. Part-time, right under the unemployed. So it is a norm in America for people to get in old age and not retire. But why can't people get to their older ages and not retire? Because they believed in the American system and the American dream that fails. Now, I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm not complaining about living in America because in America is all I know. But what I will say is if you don't understand how to evolve and if you can't take control of your financial future, then America does not care about you. Let's go a little further. I hope y'all getting it, man. All right, so today I want to talk about something that really happened. Today I want to talk about something that really happened in the game, and we need to be aware of it. It's one of the most. Before I go there, let me get this whiteboard right quick. I want to talk to you. I want to show y'all something. Something I had wrote down before class, and I was thinking about it, and I said the trappers need to know this. My people need to know this. Right? Before we get into that, because we talked about Americans taking control. Jose, we got 3,000 people in the chat, man. You know what we need, Jose? We need that. I like that. So I want to talk about something right quick, y'all. Something I wrote down. I was writing down a little quadrant. I was writing down this quadrant, right? Not like, what's the boy name? Not like Robert Kiyosaki. I wrote down this quadrant. I want y'all to see. Quadrant. That's the name of it. Quadrant. What I was saying? Quadrant. I wrote down this quadrant. I want y'all to see it. So here's what I wrote down for y'all. Watch this. Income structure. Right? Income structure. Here's what you need to know. Watch this. First, you need to have your earnings. So we're going to do this. First, you need to have your earnings. And this is earnings after tax. I wrote this down, y'all. This for y'all. I want y'all to get it. Because when we talk about financial therapy, you got to understand what you got to do. Right? You got to understand what you got to do. So watch this. This is your salary. This is any, watch this, y'all. This is your salary. This is any side hustle. This is any rental. This is any dividends that you got coming in. All right. Next, we're going to go with your outcome. Right? So this is going to count food. This is going to housing, clothes, transportation. All right? And then we're going to have debt. This is important, y'all. All right, so this is going to cover credit cards. It's going to cover loans. It's going to cover mortgage. And it's going to cover education. All right. Now over here, we're going to have, watch this. I want y'all to watch the arrows. Right? So this is, we're going to put net wealth. So right here we're going to have what's left. We're going to call this our wealth fund. So this we put stocks, savings, art, jewelry, IP. You feel me? So what I need you to do First, I need you to understand your structure. This is your income structure. Right? I need you to understand what you make. Now, right here is going to we got it right here, income. So this is the money. This is all the money you got coming in. This is all the money you got coming in. So we talked about how do I put myself in position. You got to understand the income structure first. When we talk about financial therapy, most people don't even understand their income structure. We just paying the bills as they come. All we know is the bills is due. We got to become cognizant of what it is that we got to take care of. We got to have a plan on how we build them up. We got to have a plan on getting ourselves out of poverty. We got to have a plan on getting ourselves from check to check. We got to have a plan on building wealth. Remember what I said? We cannot freestyle. IP mean intellectual property. What type of intellectual property that you got? What type of trademarks that you making money off? What type of ideas? What type of story? What type of book? What type of intellectual property you have? What type of digital property that you have that you are making money off that is increasing in wealth for you? Most of us do not understand insurance can go under here. Insurance can go there because insurance increases your net worth. If we don't truly understand our structure, then we cannot truly be serious about building wealth. If we don't truly understand the mission, if we don't understand what hole we coming out of, all we keep saying is, I'm paying my mortgage. Do you understand what the percentage is on the mortgage, the rate you paying at? Do you understand if you pay an extra payment, if you pay an extra $100 every mortgage payment, what if you paid an extra payment a year? I pay extra $2,000 a month on mine. Real talk. If you got credit card debt, how are you paying it down? You just paying them as they go? Or are you saying, yo, let me load up on the one with the most interest. Let me knock it down like that. You got to understand the value of what you're doing. What's the purpose? What's the progress? How are you making progress? Just because you making the payments don't mean you making progress. Because what you don't realize is you making the payments, but all you paying is the interest. You ain't went nowhere. You look at the thing like, damn, I've been paying that thing for 5 years. That thing ain't went nowhere. All you paying is the interest. How do you break that down? All right, so earnings. The earnings is what you make after you pay the taxes. This is my salary after taxes. My side hustle after I paid what it costs to run it. My rental after I paid the mortgage on. The dividends. These are the earnings in the business. You are a business. I need you to stop moving around in the world like you an individual entity. I need you to navigate through the world like you're a business. I am a corporation. Then we talking about debt, credit cards, loan, mortgage, education, outcome. How much money you spending on DoorDash a week? How many times you keep going to Target and Home Goods? You buying the Joe Malone candles. You going to Bath and Body Works. You keep spending unnecessary money. I need to understand this. How many times you keep going on shopping sprees saying you going retail therapy? You need to because these are the things that you might think it don't help you, but that $100, $200, $1,000 that you spending, guess what? It can go here. Transportation. You know, a great prophet once said, when you broke, you drove. When you paid, you got buku places to go. Unnecessary gas money. What we doing? The income structure. If we can get this right, because see, this helps us here. But this got to fund everything. This got to fund everything. So you got to be able to say, I'm going to cut this down. Are you paying the minimum balance on a debit card? Why are you even using a debit card? If you're trying to build wealth, I'm going to keep it real with you. You need to stop even using this because that ain't giving you no perks. You're talking talk. Credit cards. Yo, why we got 24% interest credit cards? Stop doing that. Stop going to the check cash in place. They killing you. Stop doing that. On your mortgage. Listen, pay a couple extra dollars on the mortgage. Eat into the interest rate so you can get to the principal. Or when you pay your mortgage, say, look, this is the note, this is on the principal. Communication. All right, the education. All right, listen, I'm gonna keep it real with you, yo. You're gonna have to learn how to do some of this so we can knock this school debt off, because Joe Biden ain't gonna help you. Neither is the next president. You don't want to put yourself in that much debt because they told you about the school. It's all right. We got to get out of there. We got to learn how to use them, y'all. So now we can use this. We can use that to take us to another level. We can use that to take us to another level. Income structure, man. Let's go, man. Woo! How we feeling? See, how you feeling? All right, cool. I like it. Donnie, you all right? All right, cool. You was working? You always working. All right, how we feeling? We feeling good. We feeling good. All right, so now I want to get into this. So one of the most important things happened last week that I want to talk about. It was the rebalancing of the Russell 3000. That was one of the most important things that happened last week. Nobody don't talk about it, but my goal is to help you understand what's going on in this game so you can understand how to play this game. So the Russell 3000 consists of 3,000 companies. It is 98% of all U.S. stocks. But the Russell 3000 is broken down into two indices, if I say. The Russell 1000 consists of the 1,000 largest stocks by market cap, and then the Russell 2000 consists of the small cap and mid cap stocks. Now, the Russell 3000 is truly volatile. The 1,000 is extremely volatile because the 1,000 actually have mid cap stocks in it as well. Right? And so it's always consisted of being more volatile than the S&P 500. Now, here's what happens. The Russell has to rebalance. And when it rebalances, you're going to see a lot of volatility in the market. Most people don't even talk about the Russell. Everybody go everywhere else but the Russell. You need to pay attention. So if you're a person that loves, like me personally, I don't have a problem with small cap, mid cap stocks. I go hunting there all the time. If you're in Trap Masters, I give you a whole play on how to hunt in that Russell 2000. Right? So the Russell is going to always be one of your most volatile markets out. When they do a rebalancing, you're going to see the market. This is always one of the most volatile times ever because you're seeing big cap, you're seeing large cap, you're seeing small cap. You'll see the market just take a shift. Watch this. The FTSE also manages the Russell micro cap, the Russell 1000 growth cap, and the Russell 1000 value cap. I want us to understand that. The Russell also adds the mid cap, so it's also going to be more volatile because you're going to ask Trap, why don't you use the Russell instead of the S&P? I would rather have the 500 best than have the 1,000 because now you're going to get a little bit more volatility. You feel me? So always know, like, when the Russell, you want to seek out, when does the Russell rebalance? When that Russell rebalance, you're always going to see the entire stock market just take a complete shift. It's going to take a complete shift because what's happening is rebalancing is meaning what? A lot of the fund managers, the big funds, what they doing? They taking out, they putting in. So anytime you when you think about quiet winching, the Russell rebalance is actually more volatile than that. It's more volatile than that. So when you get that, just remember, go find out, and it's once a year. When they're rebalancing, just know you're going to see a lot of volatility. So let's recap. Last week we saw what? A lot of volatility. Why? A lot of rebalancing was taking on. Hedge funds, they was moving things up, shifting qualities out. Russell moved, but they're hitting from everything. They're hitting large, mid, and small. You're talking about doing, it's like remodeling your whole house. It makes everything uncomfortable. So I want you to think about that. I wanted to share that with y'all when it comes to understanding that. All right, let's go. All right, here, the annual rebalance of the FTC indexes, more than 12 trillion was indexed when this happened. One of the heaviest days of the year. 12 trillion was indexed. You don't think that's going to move the market? You don't think 12 trillion going to make that thing move? Of course it is. All right, let's go a little further. I definitely want to just give y'all that game right there. All right, so watch this, y'all. The banks are being stress tested. Truly. We're in a situation right now where because of 2008, because America always has a financial crisis, the banks always have to stress test themselves. Now, remember I told y'all last week, or was it the week before last, I talked to y'all about, remember it was 100,000 FDIC insured, and then after 2008, they went to 250,000. And then we talked about that, how they only insured 250,000, and then we talked about what? Different ways that you can set up accounts so they can insure more than that, right? Well, now they're trying to increase it to 12,000. I'm sorry, 500,000. I'm sorry, 500,000. But now the results are in. It's actually going to be in tomorrow, so all of the banks are being stress tested. Here's what they're looking for. They're looking for capital planning of the banks. They're looking at how liquid a bank is. We're talking liquidity. But then they're also looking at how much cash that the banks can return to their shareholders via dividends and buybacks. Because what are the things we know that banks do? When the bank's in trouble, guess what they still going to try to do? Pay them dividends. When the bank in trouble, what they still going to try to do? Buybacks. So the stress test also says lending and borrowing, right? How much are you lending? How much are you borrowing? But they also putting them in certain interest rate environments. So every bank has to be stress tested. Now, here's what we got to understand. As of right now, 6 banks hold 80% of the deposits in America. Six banks are responsible for 80% of the deposits in America. It's brought to you by Trapper's cucumber drink. No, this is celery. That was good. It was good. 6 banks are responsible for 80% of all the deposits in America. They're going to be stress tested the most. In time, we're going to see the banks in America cut in half. Because if these banks, once they get stress tested, they got to stress test them in certain environments and put them in certain certain positions to see the predictability of them failing, crashing. They're going to see how much money they got loaned out into growth companies. That was one of the things we see a lot of banks fail, because they have a lot of money loaned out to growth companies because they can get higher returns on that, but it's riskier investment. They want to see that. The reason why you probably won't see a JP Morgan fail in those type of stress tests, because they're going to stick to what it is they do. All right, let's go a little further. I just want to put that out there to y'all. Stress test the banks, investments, rogue trading. Here's the way they're going to test them, right? Investments, rogue trading, controlled failure. So what happens when your investments fail? Contraction, credit risk, how much credit they have out, asset bubble, understanding default, overestimating loans, liquidity, exit and market panic. So how much money you have on hand if the market is going to panic, if people have what's called bank runs, right? Excuse me. Funding choices and rollover risk. What are banks doing to rollover risk? Right? What are banks doing for funding? I want y'all to understand this game. Right? Environment, market moves and stocks, external factors leading to systematic default and market lockdown. So these are four of the biggest quadrants or pillars that they are going to stress test the banks on. So what I'm giving you right now is when you start hearing stress tests, you're saying, okay, let me see this. What I try to do every week with Trappin Tuesdays is not only just help you understand great investments, I want to help you understand how the economy is moving and how the economy is working. I want you to understand who's passing the stress test, who's failing the stress test, what's happening with your money in the banks. My goal is to not help us just invest. I want us to understand how America is moving so that we can move. I don't need us always going upstream like salmon. I need us to understand how to maneuver in whatever environment. I need us to understand, this is the best place to put my money. I need us to understand this is where I don't need to put my money. I need us to understand how to play the game the way it's supposed to be played. If we do not understand how to play the game, we will 100% fail every time. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not too good at passing tests I ain't studied for. I always had to cheat a little. But in order to build wealth, you got a paper you can cheat on. It's called America. You can cheat on America's paper. How do America build wealth? They print money when they're in trouble. How do you build wealth? You try to go work hard on a job. That ain't working. That ain't how you build wealth in America. The way to build wealth in America is learn how to print some money. The way to build wealth in America. Once you learn how to print some money, have a portion of your money that's liquid in soft assets, not hard assets. The way to build wealth in America, know what environment is good for lending. Know what environment is good for investing in real estate. Know what environment is good for being trucking. Know what environment is great for stocks. Know where the bull market is at. Know where the bear market is at. Understand the economics around you. Once you understand the economic environment, you can build wealth with ease. Don't be reluctant. Don't have it by happenstance. Don't be the person waiting for somebody to pass in your family. It's the only way you can get some money. Don't be the person when somebody needs something, all you can say is, I'm going to pray for you. Don't get me wrong. I'm a praying man. But sometimes we just need a little cash. Once you learn how to play the game, it truly alters how you look at living in America. The magnitude of learning how to invest is game-changing. It's catastrophic. And we're in a place where we have this unique opportunity to advance, and we keep worrying about acting bad. We keep worrying about what's trending. Building wealth been trending in America for generations, but for some reason, we wasn't on a trend. For some reason, that's the trend we keep overlooking. And then we get comfortable with being where we at. We get comfortable. We think it's okay to be living check to check because everybody around us is living check to check. Who amongst us is going to be the disruptor? Who amongst us going to tell our counterparts? Who amongst us going to tell our peers? Who amongst us going to tell our comrades? Bruh, sis, I'm not buying that crap. I'm about to put my money in the market. Because I'm the last one to get it out the mud, because everybody after me and everybody around me gonna get it out the market. Who amongst us have the unmitigated gall to live on that type of stance? Who amongst us? Who? I do. I do. Because I told you, you like being luxury rich, but you asset poor. I will wear this Wallstreet Trappin stuff every day, all day. Because not only do I got my own IP on, but I also asset rich. My net worth is climbing. I'm in that mode where I can do 15, 20% on my buy and holds. So we're going to keep on moving the network up. And then I can go do these leap options and keep on printing money. And then we're going to buy some more farmland. And that's going to increase in value. And then I'm going to go get with Terica so I can buy some real estate, so that's going to increase in value. And then I'm getting good at the speaking, so now I'm motivational speaking, I'm teaching, and so now we getting another contract to come do that. That's intellectual property. We talking about just keep growing. Then we're going to shoot movies, and the Wall Street looks like us, and our network becomes a big old asset that produces IP. I'm saying, who amongst you is willing to challenge the norm? Who amongst you is willing to challenge the norm? But nobody don't want to challenge the norm. Everybody thinking it's cool to be this way. Everybody talking about they got drip, but they broke. You done spent the last $30,000 on the diamonds. You done got the lump sum of money. You went bought the dream car. Now it's a nightmare for you financially because the maintenance gonna bust your head. But when somebody tell you invest your money, you saying that's too risky. Because you didn't realize how easy it was to blow $1 million. You didn't realize how easy it was to blow $100,000. You didn't realize how easy it was to blow $200,000. You didn't realize how easy it was till it was gone. Warren Buffett said a fat pocket is a great investor's worst nightmare. Why? Because you start thinking the money can compensate for doing the homework and the research. So now you're throwing money everywhere. I'm going to ask you, who amongst you is willing to take the challenge? Who amongst you is willing to make every market a bull market? Who amongst you is willing to turn your last name to an asset? Who amongst you is ready to create the freedom that you so desire? Who amongst you is ready to be available for the opportunities and the possibilities that present itself? Who amongst you? Who amongst you? Because ordinary education, orthodox education gets you ordinary results. And if you look at it, everybody around you got the orthodox education, and everybody around you is between $10,000 and $15,000 in the same tax bracket. Everybody looking for a dependent for taxes. The kid's father and the kid's mother debating who gonna carry the kids this year. Everybody trying to find a dependent. I'm going to give you $99. I'm going to give you $1,000 to carry the kids. I'm going to give you $1,500 to carry the kids. Because everybody got orthodox education. Everybody trying to learn how to beat the system instead of play the same game that the system playing. It's designed for you to win. But you got orthodox education. So you'll get ordinary results. You can't do nothing different than what you know. And every time we keep talking to you about expanding, you keep saying you doing too much. I ain't trying to do all that. Investing is hard. I just don't understand. Well, maybe if you read the book, maybe you took the course, as much as you on TikTok, as much as you on Instagram and everybody else's business, as long as you're in a comment talking reckless to people, as long as you're in a comment saying, oh, I would have did this. You're in a comment saying, if that was me, if you get off Instagram and get some education, you wouldn't have the same results that everybody around you have. You wouldn't stop letting other people's dreams be your dream, and you'll go create your own reality. But you got orthodox education, so you're getting average results. We talking about bank stress testing as you financially stress tested. What happens if we financially stress test you? What happens if we financially stress test you? What happens if you couldn't live in the facade? What happened if we had to stress test your bank account, your credit cards, your loans, your liquidity, your house? What happened if we stress test you? Would you be able to live the life that everybody think you living? If you financially stress test me, we good. I don't do nothing. Watch the stock market all day, take care of my family. I use my credit cards only because they're giving me a bunch of points. The only time I use the debit card is when I go to the farmer's market. And that's because that's all they take. They don't take credit card. I wish I could use Amex over there. But if we financially stress test you, where would you be? If you couldn't front, if you couldn't act like you had. I know everybody in the comment, I'm good. That ain't me. But when you turn the app off, when you close the phone, you like, damn, Trav was talking to me, because we all been there. I had to get some unorthodox education. I had to go outside of the stuff they were teaching me. I had to go get with some people who was getting some money. I had to go get with some people who was thinking the way different. I had to get with some people who was thinking outside the box, so my outside the box thinking didn't scare them. You scared to think outside the box because the people around you in the box, and all y'all done boxed yourself in financially. You live in check to check, but you cool. I'm about to go to the fight, but you live in check to check. You got $10,000 in a savings account. You can have that same $10,000. You've had that same $5,000 for the last few years. Only time you get to put some more money in is when your income tax comes. Other than that, you ain't doing nothing with the money. You keep spending the money, I gotta save the money. You keep spending the money, I gotta save the money. I gotta go work another job. You ain't tired of working 2 jobs. You ain't tired of working 3 jobs. You ain't whoa out. You ain't tired of not spending time with your kids. You ain't tired of getting off the job to go try to go to football practice, but you whoa out. You going to sleep in the stand. You ain't tired of that. You ain't tired of needing to borrow a little money. You ain't tired of that. You ain't tired of that. You ain't pissed off at that. You gotta be pissed off at some point. You can't keep saying this just the way it is. You can't keep faulting America. You can't keep faulting the government. You can't keep faulting the president, because every president done did what every other president done did. Every mayor done did what every other mayor done did. Every governor done did what every other governor done did. The Fed keep doing what the Fed gonna do. Ain't none of them people never changed us in the hood. Ain't none of them people never changed the lower class, the middle class, the working class, the poverty class. Ain't none of them never changed none of that. So that means you gotta change. Your mama been struggling, your grandma been struggling, you been struggling, your kids see struggle, your grandkids see struggle, everybody see struggle. Don't nobody see prosperity. When you gonna change, fam? When you gonna change? I was tired. I walked off the job. I'm tired. I ain't doing this no more. When I was in the streets, I got tired. That's why I told you it wasn't in me no more. Man, I'm tired, man. I ain't doing this no more, man. I'm good, son. Tired of getting shot at. I'm tired of looking over my shoulder. Started thinking the female who I'm rocking with gonna set me up. I'm tired, bro. All of that come. I'm gonna bow gracefully, bro. I'm gonna bow gracefully. I got tired of the peer pressure. I'm good, bro. And when I switched over and started working a job, I did that. I said, man, I'm tired. People like, Trap, when you know you was gonna quit your job? I just got tired one day. I got tired. They said, we need you to cut your beard. I said, man, it wasn't even out the beard. I was just tired. Man, I'm tired of getting up for y'all. I'm tired of making y'all rich. How much you pay for this stadium? $2 billion? Whatever that was? You pay me $30 an hour? Man, I'm tired. How much we pay for this goddamn plant we building? Man, I'm working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week for you. You pay me $3,000? Man, I'm tired. I ain't cutting my beard for y'all. I'm tired. Because I ain't going to be in my daughter's life. I'm giving y'all my whole goddamn life. And I'm bucking the system when I tell the system, I ain't ask you when I gotta take off. I take off when I want to take off. I felt kind of free. I had to trick myself to thinking, them people don't tell me what to do. I do what I want to do. But here's my mindset about that. I can just go get another job instead of saying I can go make other investments that could change my life. Man, I'm tired. I ain't going. I ain't showing up. I went in my trunk, packed my stuff. I went to my homie. You can have all them goddamn tools. $6,000 worth of tools. You can have it, bro. I ain't never coming back. I ain't never coming back. I'm going to figure it out because I believed in the stock market. I believed in my skill. I went through the ups and downs. I put this tattoo on my neck because I said, one day I woke up and I doubted myself. I said, man, I'm about to go back to the job. And my homie Go said, bro, you're not coming back to no job. You walked off. Bro, I said, all right, I got you. I got the tattoo on my neck, the symbol. And I went got Wallstreet chopper on my throat. And I told myself, every day that I get up, I'm going to look myself in the mirror. And the day that I get up and I ain't doing this is the day I know I let my damn self down. And I ain't had nobody else to blame but me. And from that day on, I've never, ever, ever doubted doing nothing other than dominating the goddamn market. Me being able to teach people was a plus. So I ask you, aren't you tired? And I know everybody ain't got the story. Everybody ain't got that story. Don't you want to retire when you want to retire? If you put yourself in a situation financially, yep, you love your career, but guess what? You can love your freedom more. You go to the career when you want to go. How many of y'all cut your vacation short because you got to go to work the next day? This is the vacation you love. You love it. You done finally went to Turks and Caicos. You done finally went to Bora Bora. You done finally went to Fiji. You done finally got on a yacht and you like, damn, this is the life I want. Man, I got to cut my vacation short because I got to go to work tomorrow. But you want to stay 3 more days. But you know one thing, you ain't got enough money saved and you got to go get that check because them bills going to keep coming. But now when you go home, you don't want to look at the credit card because you don't want to look at the money you spending. You and your husband, you and your old man, y'all don't even talk about finances. Come on, you ain't tired? I love to talk about money. I love to talk about money. If I go talking to a female, I want to talk to her about some money. What your money look like, love? What your credit score like, love? You investing? What the last book you read? When the last time you read about some money? And if she can't talk about that, we don't got nothing to talk about. If you sending me stuff on Instagram, we don't got nothing to talk about. If you ain't talking about wealth, if you ain't talking about, I'm just keeping it real. My conversation's different. When the last book you read? Can I see some books off Amazon? And can we talk about it? That's my life. I'm about advancement. Orthodox education give you average results. Today, let's go. See, how you feeling, see? Oh, gangsta. All right, let's go a little further, man. All right, Ukraine money. The Pentagon accounting error provided an extra $6.2 billion in military aid for Ukraine. I'm just trying to figure out how the hell all these people keep giving Ukraine money. Let's go a little further. How the hell these are the countries that are sending the most military aid to Ukraine? How the hell America is at the top of the list? Countries with the most pledged military aid in Ukraine from January 2022 to January 15, 2023 in billions. Bro, how is we spending the most money? Bruh. So what I don't understand is, how do we print money for this? Now, I'm going to be real with you. I don't mind helping a brother out. A friend of mine came to me the other day and said, hey, bruh, my homie about to come home from jail. Shout out to my homie, man. My homie about to come home from jail. 23 years. You feel me? My homie about to come home from jail in 6 weeks. So he was like, bruh, I know you in the A. But I've been josing him the whole jose. I've been josing him the whole jose. Been hitting him. We was in the pen together. Met at 18. Some of y'all was on a live and I talked to him on the phone the other day. And I said, he said, bro, like my sister and him in a jam. My mama passed away, bro. You know that. He was like, man, I gotta go to a shelter. So I said, man, you ain't going to no damn shelter, dog. You tripping. So I got on the phone. I called a couple people I knew in New Orleans. I was like, yo, bro, you got a rental property. You got something, bro. I'm gonna pay for it. We're gonna put it in his name. You know, you my people. I'm gonna put it in his name. We're gonna make sure he good, bro. I'm gonna pay it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pay his rent. I'm gonna pay his light. I'm gonna pay his gas. I'm gonna make sure he good, bro. And, you know, we trying to work that out. I don't mind helping a brother out. I don't mind helping a homie out. Bro, we've been helping these people out for a long time. There must be some type of aid we almost about to fumble our own debt. We had to restructure our own debt in America. But we got to, I don't understand. Like, we had to restructure our own America. Like, we had a debt ceiling threat not too long ago. we had our own debt ceiling threat just to July. It's July. Make me understand. Make me understand how we giving these people the most money. You knew we had a debt ceiling threat last year. You knew this was coming. So how we still sending them the most money? I don't understand. Maybe I'm just a dumbass American. I don't know, man. Let's go further, man. All right, the economy and the stock market are first cousins, man. So watch this. Despite failing banks, so most people think that the stock market and the economy are one and the same. And I always say they not one and the same, but they definitely first cousins. George, what we is? We what? Like second cousins? Something like that? Like my mama is your first cousin. Yeah. Cause my grandmother and your mama was sisters, right? My grandma, your auntie, so we like second cousins, right? Huh? Yeah. Like my grandmother and his mama was sisters, so him and my mom are first cousins. So he like my second cousin. But we grew up like brothers. So the stock market is like that. The stock market is not the first brother to the economy, but they like first cousins, right? So watch this. Because the stock market can sometimes do otherwise what the economy showing us, right? So we watch banks fail. We watch a Russian war. We watch China and America. We watch China gang up with other people, even though their economy not even booming like it's supposed to be. But we watch, you know what's crazy about that? That's crazy. Like your house ain't all the way right, but you like, yo, we gotta knock them off. So let's all us come together. Let's all us come together. See, that's like second and D, third and Galvez, trying to get together to say, go with the Calio, and we gotta go at the no here. We ain't got your house in order yet, but we So we watch China, we watch banks fail, we watch the war in Russia, we watch China tensions, we watch inflation, U.S. debt, all running at an all-time. All these things are going crazy. But yet and still, the NASDAQ, the QQQ, is up 37% year to date. The Vanguard Growth, VUG, is up 30% year to date. The Vanguard Tech, VGT, is up 35% year to date. Here's what I want you to understand. For a lot of my people, so every Thursday in Trappers Anonymous, we have what's called ETF Thursday. So I owe them a Moat Monday, I owe them a Ticker Symbol Tuesday. Every week we put Moat Monday, Ticker Tuesday, ETF Thursday, Drip Friday, Live from the Kitchen on Sunday. Every week we do that, then we do just discussions. I want y'all to understand that it is okay to invest in ETFs, y'all. Like if you are new to the game, like finding an industry or a sector that you like and investing in that ETF is such a good way to make money. One of the things I did was I bought IHI, which is a medical device ETF. I bought that ETF so I can learn about medical stocks. So investing in ETFs can be a great asset to you on your journey to building wealth. And watch this, these ETFs still outperform the stock market. Let's go a little further with that. All right, man, let's do a little quick ride. I want y'all to do something. I want y'all to make sure y'all get the likes up. We got 3,200 people in the chat right now, Jose. We got 3,200 people in the chat right now, man. We almost at 33. Let's like this, y'all. Get the likes up. Can we get 2,000 likes tonight? Can we get 2,000 likes, man? That definitely helps the channel. Shout out to the queen, Natalie. She sent the super chat up here. We love that. Check out her show. It's called For Every Woman Show. Shout out to the queen, man. She always show love. She been consistent. We love that. Jose, we almost at 60,000 subscribers too, bro. I think we can hit 100,000. We over 2 million views on what? A word? Man, we over 2 million views on it. Let's clap for that, man. Let's go, man. We over 3K, man. That's how we started to make 3K the normal now. My goal is by the end of the year, we can have a 5K. We can have 5K sessions, bro. If we can start hitting them 5Ks, this is going to take time. Oh, hey, y'all, we got a tour, man. Listen, man, we got a tour. Hey, and guess what? We on fire, man. We on fire, man. Listen, man, Atlanta, August 1st, come through. I'm telling y'all, the energy, the information going to be unmatched. Listen, Houston, August 8th, the energy unmatched. The game, the information unmatched. Giving you tools that you can leave with and apply. We're not going to just give you millionaire quotes. We're not just giving you quotes to inspire you. We're giving you sale. The tickets are on sale for Atlanta, Houston, ATL, let me have a word with my city right quick. New Orleans. Check this out, bro. I understand that we are a city that is grieving. We are a city that is full of trauma. But when we're in a position to make some money, when we're in a position for somebody to show us a new way, one of us, man, we got to represent for that. We got to represent for that. Listen, I understand that we like to party, but don't let that be it. So I'm going to be real with y'all. It kind of put me in a way when I look at Atlanta, I look at Chicago, and I look at Houston, I look at D.C., and in my mind, I really be like, bro, that's New Orleans. Like, we could be that. Culturally, we good, but them they getting money. One thing I can say, people can say what they want to say about Atlanta, yo, like people out here getting money. They getting to it. No matter how they getting to it. When you go to Houston, I'm not going to lie, they getting to it. D.C., they getting to it. When I look at New Orleans, man, like, we got so much potential. Shout out to Super, shout out to Larry, shout out to Black, shout out to Brooke. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cash Money, man. We need to go talk about the BET play. We need to go talk about how BET had awards and don't represent Cash Money. We already know that Stunner done made more money in music than anybody. We just talking music. Biggest star, I ain't even set tripping. We just talking about facts. Did it his way. We ain't gonna even talk about that. We know what it is. All three of them, put some respect on his name. All three of them. Put some respect on his name. Respect all three of them. You feel me? But New Orleans, man, I'm gonna be real, man. We gotta show up, man. We gotta show up. New Orleans, we gotta do better, man. We gotta stop just settling for, like that low lack, bro. My team was like, bro, you really wanna go to New Orleans? I'm like, man, we going to New Orleans. New Orleans not even in my top 10 cities. But I'm like, bro, we going to New Orleans. That's my city. I don't care if 40, 50 people show up, bro. I'm coming, but New Orleans, we got to do better, bro. Every time it's a second line, we out there. That's part of the culture. Cool. Every time it's Mardi Gras, we out there. It's part of the culture. We got to make entrepreneurship and investing part of our culture. I'm about to say something going to make some people mad. We got to get tired of the Marcelluses owning all the houses in Mid-City. The Marcellus family own all the houses in New Orleans. We go in the French Quarter, the mob own all that. We can't own nothing because we don't know how. We don't know how to put our money together. We keep blaming it on the mayor. She going to do so much. Y'all keep blaming Titi. She going to do so much. She ain't doing no worse than nobody that came before her. What Miss Lant, they ain't doing, bro, as long as I've been living in New Orleans and poverty stricken. I don't care who, Mark Moria, I don't care who it was. New Orleans always been top in crime. Murder rate always been high. Crime always, they just shifting now. It went from robbery to car theft right now. New Orleans been like that. We got to be the change, y'all. But if we don't got no tools, how we going to change it? If everybody used to the same old thing, how we going to change it? Before I made 13, New Orleans had been the murder capital 3 times. 2 of the years they were back to back. Ain't nothing new. Ain't nothing new. And if we don't never change that, we keep saying, man, these new dudes. We was the young dudes tripping that one time. The OGs all us was tripping that one time. Because culturally, that's what New Orleans breed, yo. And at one point in our life, we hung our head on that. I'm going to keep it real. In New Orleans, we hung our head on just being gangster. We hung our head on being real. We hung our head on that. And we watched the dope boys get money. We was like, yup, that's it. But yo, we gotta change, yo. So even Detroit the same, like, but New Orleans, we gotta be known for now, yo. And I told C this, I said, bro, this is the first time I ever seen New Orleans ever be in a situation where you got entrepreneurs that's really representing New Orleans. Because as long as I've been coming up, New Orleans was always represented by gangsters, dope dealers, and killers, and that's what you knew New Orleans for. That was the big, man, you know, yep. And then cash money, no limit. So New Orleans, man, like, I'm gonna just keep it real. New Orleans, Baton Rouge, all that, man, come on. Y'all gotta come out. Y'all gotta come out. Y'all gotta come out. Philly, we got you. We had the people sent us, they gotta send us the link. We paid them. We had a little discrepancy. We had a link. New York, we should have your link this week. And we got a surprise. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Chicago not on the list no more. We gave them till last week. We went to 2 theaters. They was on, so I don't know what listen, I'm not gonna beg you to give you my money. So we was like, all right, bet. So it's out of DC and Dallas that we gonna hit. DC and Dallas. And I'm thinking right now it's probably gonna be Dallas. Because Dallas, we hit both of them up. Dallas was like, bet, bring it. So we might be in Dallas, you hear me? We might be in Dallas. All right, let's go a little further. I had to put that in. So we get into this, man, the snowpack. Watch this. Watch this. I told y'all earlier we were going to talk about this. NVIDIA just announced a partnership with Snowflake to provide businesses of all sizes with accelerated path to create customized generative AI and applications using their own proprietary data, all secretly within the Snowflake data cloud. So Snowflake is all about data. This allows Snowflake massive leverage because a lot of companies coming at Snowflake, right? Because Snowflake is on some gangster shit. I remember when Warren Buffett was heavy on Snowflake and then he kind of like fell off it. But Snowflake and NVIDIA together, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be a superpower. It's gonna be really, 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 really dangerous. It's almost like a match made in heaven. They gotta, if you wanna understand it, Snowflake just had their weekend. Was it NVIDIA just had, I think it was Snowflake just had their weekend. Go look at it, you'll see the CEO of Snowflake and the CEO of NVIDIA talk about that collaboration. I promise you, it's gonna be great. Now remember, in one of the episodes of Flush It or Flip It, I said, I like Snowflake. I like them for the future. So definitely that. Los Angeles, August 22nd. Let's go, man. Let's go a little further, man. All right, let's get into it, man. This is one of my favorite episodes, one of my favorite parts right here. 1-800-TRAPPER hotline.
Hey, what's up, Trap? That's Miguel. I want to know, you always tell us how to invest in stocks, but when should we exit a position or exit an option? This is Miguel.
What's it that to do at the pool? Miguel sat in the car. Miguel got smart. All right, so he wants to know, when do we exit a position, buy and hold? When do we exit a option? Okay, great question, Miguel. First, my saying is always sell the eggs, not the goose, which means keep a great company, take profits as it goes, once it's performing like crazy, but never sell a goose that's printing eggs. But in case you want to exit the entire position is when the story on why you bought the company no longer exists. When the reason why you bought the company no longer exists. All right, when it comes to the options play, one, when you hear news about the option that changes, so for me it's two reasons. One, I exit my option either 45 days before it's time to before the strike, before the expiration date. That's one reason I exit. Two, if I'm over 100%, I'll sell some profits, keep the option play. When I'll get all the way out the option is when I just see the option that's turned completely wrong. I will not turn a bad trade to a worse trade. I give myself one time to average into it. I ride it out. Once I see there probably just isn't a change, I'll just cut my loss. So I hope you, and that's more instinctively than actually being cookie cutter. So it's not a certain percent. It's not a certain. It's what's causing the option to go negative. Like I told y'all about Google. Like I just saw these two downgrades. I want to watch it. I'm gonna see what July brings, and just see how it operates. You know, I might cut it later on. I might have to take an L. So, you know, it was just seeing how I go. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never that dedicated to something where I ain't willing to cut it and take the L and move on. So I hope I answered that for you, man. Let's go a little further. Turn up.
Hey, Trap. I'm new to the Options Masterclass, and I was watching the Trappin Tuesday last week, and I know you said the goal for the options class is 1 contract, then 2, then the 5 to 10. I was wondering, whenever you start now, do I start off with 1 contract with 1 company, or can I do 1 contract across multiple companies? Thank you.
That's a good question. I would rather you start with 1 contract and 1 company, and here's why. Because I want you to get familiar with the process. Don't worry about making money, because once you can get it right a couple times, you can make money regardless. I think that's one of the things that happened inside the Patreon. Like, people was making money, like we was hitting, and they just was like dumping. You know what I'm saying? They was going crazy. That's how they was getting a bigger return. They was like, yo, we hit on 1. They was going 1 to 2, 2 to 10. Boom, we out again. And I ain't mad at it, because you making money, you making money. But for somebody that actually has the option course, I would rather you go through it, learn it, and then when I'm making a plays, you're like, all right, Trap, you know, you can hit me because you in the group. Yo, Trap, what was the reason behind this? Because right now I'm hitting for 20, 25, 30. My goal is to go to 50, 100 contracts. So I will always say get 1 a couple times and then you understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like, do 1, get it, and then, you know, all right, I'll get 1 here and 1 there. I ain't mad at that. But as long as you understand it. So the most I say is doing 2. I ain't gonna let you miss out on the opportunity. So if you could do 1 and 2 companies, that's the most. I don't want you to have 1 and 5 companies. If you're gonna do 1 and 1, and then say, all right, I'll do 1 and 2 plays and just watch that, because you can monitor that. Because I want you to understand what's going on. Okay, this is why I went up. My evaluations came out right. My strike points came out right. This went out right. I'd rather you do it like that than to just have 16 different companies or something like that. So I don't want you to do like that. Another thing I like to do is, once I told my trap masters this, once one of my options plays get over 100%, I consider that a completion. Like, once it's went over 100% and I done took profit from it, if I had 5 different positions in, now I look at it like I got 4 positions in, because that play done already played out like I was supposed to play. I hope that makes sense, because it did what I wanted it to do. Boom. So now I'm taking that off the board. I'm playing with house money. Now I'm gonna go somewhere else. So that's how I wind up rotating, being in multiple ones at one time. Great question. Let's go a little further.
What's good, Trap? My question is, what are your thoughts and perspective on this whole Fed Now and CBDC thing, and what regards on how it's going to affect our privacy and our financial stability and our financial freedom with this whole thing? From my research, it looked like it's very controlling, and it looked like they're trying to make us like China with this, what do they call it, the social credit score. And so my question is really just, what is your perspective and thoughts on it and the impact it'll have on all of us with everything that we're all trying to do? Appreciate you.
What's good, King? You definitely had the right idea. America is about control, man. And I think America is what I call like passive aggressive. Like they want to give you, they're going to control you, but they want to give you the idea that they aren't. Like China is a complete dictatorship. You know what I'm saying? 100%. You don't have no privacy anyway. Let's just get that out there first and foremost. You don't have no privacy. As long as you got a phone, as long as you got a phone, as long as you got a TV, as long as you're on a computer, you don't have no privacy. Get that out your head. You know how I know you don't have no privacy? I was looking at the football guy who killed the guys, who murdered the guys who came to his house, and his girlfriend or whatever she was, she tried to delete the messages that she told her brother to come kill him. When she went to court, when her brother gave the people access to the phone, she deleted the message. They went and got the deleted messages. I said, ooh. So there's no such thing as a deleted message. There's no such thing as a deleted message. Once you put something in the, what you call that, the ethos is there. You ain't no deleting it. So with Fed now, I did a little research on it, man, but I try my best to work on what I have control over. I try to understand what's going on and truly have control over what I can control over. As far as privacy, no, financial stability and financial wherewithal, I think you still control that. I think you control that with your ability to have the financial literacy and being able to invest in the things that you understand and grow. So I hope I answered that for you, King. I think you asked me that in the group and I was supposed to answer that for you. So I hope I answered that for you, King. Let's go a little further.
What's up, Trap? Thank you to you and the team, man. I really appreciate everything y'all do. I'm trying to go ahead and book that ticket to be in there for the tour in Atlanta. My question, though, what website are you using to find multiples on companies? I'm looking for things like ROIC, ROE, more so to kind of find out how the CEOs are doing with the companies and just other multiples. Because I know on TradingView, I can go back to like 2015. But how do you go back further to find that information?
Great question. So the website I use is Guru Focus. That's my go-to for everything. Guru Focus is my go-to. I do pay the subscription for it. Most people won't pay it. I don't mind paying for access. 3 things you should spend money on: access, information, and assets. Access to get in the room to be where you need to be at. Information, because that makes you the asset. Access, information, asset. I don't mind paying for it. But also SEC.gov, man, when I want to look at, management, management compensation is also a good, I don't get paid for this, but Quiver Quant, if you ever went to that one, you got to pay for it, but that's another dope site. Hope I answered that for you, King. Let's go. All right, where we at now? All right, y'all, here we go. This segment here, the people love, the people are into it, the people are honored to have it. This segment is brought to you by none other than the Recession Tour. Listen, man, the Recession Tour will truly change your financial fortitude. It will truly put you in another situation. Y'all think I come on here and give 3 hours of the game every week? I want you to understand that the Recession Tour is going to be crazy. It's going to be information I put out there that's going to change you. It's going to alter you. It's going to shift you, but it's going to be tangible. It's going to be information that you can use from my financial blueprint, meaning how my company's set up, how they flow into each other. Of course, I'm going to change the names, but how they flow into each other, you're going to get that blueprint. What it took me to buy land, what I had to go through to buy land, what I bought, what I used, what I needed to know. Got that. What it's going to take for you to beat the market year in and year out. How I beat the market last year by 15.86%. How I'm beating the market right now by 20-something%. We're probably in the year, probably about 35%. How did I do that? This wasn't by luck. It wasn't by luck. We did this intentionally. So, and more. So definitely come get your tickets, man. Let's go. Let's wild out. I want to see y'all there. Who got their tickets? Let me see in the chat, man. Who got the tickets? Let me see you in the chat. All right, man, flush it or flip it. Let's go, man. All right, first and foremost, Delta. Delta is the go-to. It is the standard for airlines. The company still has a lot of debt. The company still, but the company has a reinvestment plan. The company has expanded. They've added more gateways. Remember I told y'all when it comes to airline companies, routes and gateways are actually the asset. Delta Airlines, are we flushing it or are we flipping it? So I'm going to say this. Long term, flush it. Short term, flip it. So I'm going to give Delta a sizzle. That one new, Jose. I'm going to give Delta a sizzle because they cooking right now. You feel me? I'm not going to give it a flush it because I will flush it long term, but they cooking right now. And so I'm going to give them a sizzle. I just threw that one in there. MasterCard, flush it or flip it. It's not the biggest. It's the second biggest card in the payment space. When it comes to MasterCard, no real advantage that I would say they have. MasterCard, flush it or flip it. We're gonna flush that. I always say this wrong. Palo Alto. I always say them wrong. The company is a great company out there in Silicon Valley. It is the slowest of the cybersecurity companies, but it actually has a great moat, has a great balance sheet, has a great management team. It's not a fast grower, but it's definitely been dominating in this space. This year has been doing really, really good. I like what the company is doing. What do you think about this company? Flush it or flip it? All right, man, Church and Dwight. It is the company better known for Arm & Hammer. It is known for first response, for pregnancy. It is known for Trojans and Trojan condoms and none other than baking soda. Arm & Hammer. Flush it or flip it. It is also one of the longest dividend-paying companies on the market. Flush it or flip it. We gonna go on. We gonna rock out with Church and Dwight, man. All right. Landstar is is in the trucking industry, man. One of the biggest players in the trucking industry. Nothing to really brag about, but they've added more routes to what they're doing. Bottom lines is not that great. Dividend is solid. What do you think about Landstar? Flush it, man. What? You hit the toilet? Or you finally got it? Donnie like, what the hell you doing over there? That's how I flush it or flip it, Donnie. This is the segment. It's called Flush It or Flip It. Do we flush the companies? Do we flip the companies? It's good. It's good. Walgreens boost Alliance. What I did, bro. Walgreens boost Alliance, man. It is the worst performing stock in the S&P 500. Today, it missed on the bottom line. The company bottomed out. Walgreens boost Alliance. Are we flushing it, trying to let it go, or are we flipping it, trying to get a rebound? Flushing it. Cut the toilet off. Life Storage. Life Storage is a smaller player in the real estate investment trust. It focuses on storage for clothes, it's storage for people's things. It is almost recession-proof because no matter what they have, people want to store their stuff. People are not going to let their stuff go. It was going to partner with another great company, but that didn't happen. Life Storage, are we flushing it or do we flip it? Safely. Safely. All right. Citibank, one of the big six in America. One of the reasons why we get a Fed, they're one of the banks that actually make money off of dividends from America. They're one of the six families that they get profits from all the dividends that America makes as a whole. Citibank, do we flush it or do we flip it? Yeah, we flushing them. I got one for y'all right here. Rollins Company. This is the company, you may know them for Orkin, the termite people. The termite people. Termite people. Don't do that. Termite people. You know the termite people that come spray? Pest control. Great balance sheet. It's not a fancy company. Great balance sheet. It's actually the biggest in the game. Not a fast grower, but a steady grower, slow grower, like Peter Lynch would say. Do we flush it or do we flip it? Slow money. Wait, Weezer said this, man. Slow paper is better than no paper. Fast money don't last too long. You gotta pace it. Y'all don't know about that. Y'all don't know about that, Carter. They don't know about that, Carter. They don't know. Last but not least, man, Iron Mountain. So, yeah, they be laughing in here, man. They be tripping, man. They know how I get sometimes. All right, man, Iron Mountain. So Iron Mountain is a company that shreds your paperwork. So it's a great dividend-paying company. They shred your paperwork. They just got into the digital world. If you look across the world, you always see the truck. It's a white truck with the blue mountains on the side. Everywhere there's an office space, they predictably have about 60% of that market share when it comes to, IRM. You got it, Brian Smith. They are definitely a big dog in the game. Flush it or flip it? I ain't mad at that. Now that concludes this segment of Flush It or Flip It. Thank y'all for being a part of this game. Let's go, man. Move a little further, man. We on it tonight, man. We moving at a good pace. We moving at a good pace. All right, man. This week's Certified Trapper of the Week. The reason why I like to bring y'all this is because I like to bring y'all people that either built wealth, broke the norm, or created something that helped us build wealth. And I want y'all to know it. So this week we are talking about George Speck. Was an American chef. He was known for his role in the popularizing the potato chip in upstate New York and was later mythologized as their creator. George Speck. So this is the guy that actually gave birth to the potato chip. When you talk about stacking your chips, he is the guy. So we got to give this man credit, man. He built him a nice wealth behind building a potato chip. You know, it's still a long-lasting thing that we use to this day. Y'all already know that the other side got credit for building the chip. This is the guy who actually put it together. He not getting the money off it like they got off it, but they killing it right now. Shout out to my guy, OG James with Rap Snacks. That's my guy. I'm trying to figure out how I could be the first entrepreneur. Well, I'm lying, because Pinky got it. God damn, Pinky. Pinky going crazy, man. Trying to figure out how I could be the first person in the, if y'all see James, if y'all go to Rap Snacks page on Instagram and say, we want Trap Snacks. I can't say that because they're going to think I'm copying off him. So just tell you want a bag of Trap Snacks. It's a combination of spicy and honey mustard. Spicy honey mustard. Donnie, spicy honey mustard. I like it. Spicy Trap Snack. Tell him we want my name on the front. Go to Rap Snacks page. Tell him we want the Trap Snack. We want our face on the cover of the Trap Snack. Let's go. Let's go a little further, man. All right, man. So this week we doing our breaking down a brick. Y'all, we take a company, we break it down, we give it to you, and let's go, man. This week we are doing none other than, it was only right that we did, Bookings Holdings. Booking Holding, ticker symbol BKNG, provides travel and restaurant online reservations and related services worldwide. The company operates through rentalcars.com, and we're gonna break down to rentalcars.com, Open Table, Kayak. Man, they go crazy. Let's get into it. All right, first we want to look at, are they consistent, are they trapping, or are they slipping? Growing their revenue year over year for the last 5 years, they've been inconsistent. The net income growing year over year, they've been inconsistent. Cash flow from operating and growing activity, they've been inconsistent. Free cash flow is positive for the last 5 years, inconsistent. Operating margin percent, inconsistent. Growing for the last 5 years, inconsistent. Growing earnings for the last 5 years, they've been inconsistent. So financially, they've been real inconsistent. They've been real inconsistent tonight, man, and we don't like that. We don't like that. We don't like that. Let's go a little further. All right, so now we look at the return on equity is up, is about 12 to 15% over the last 5 years. I actually like that. I like when a company can do that. Return on invested capital is at 28.2%. I like that. That tells us two things. The company can go get some money. So watch this. That means if their return on invested capital is $28, that means for every $1 that they put out, they go get $28 back. I ain't mad at that. Let's go a little further. So watch this. This is important. We're looking at the operating revenue by business segment. We see that the agency revenue, which is them booking stuff for you, when they book flights, kayak.com and Priceline and all them, they book the flights for you. Let me see something right quick. Shout out for this $70, this $20 super tag, Mr. Trap. I appreciate you. I'm all no 70. Just start trading. Son and grandson are locked in. And a great grandmother. I pray, believe I can break a cycle. It isn't much, but I had to show you some love and respect. Blessings. Thank you. You can change the dynamic because you can now set the norm. You can introduce them to it. If you spend your glory years right now introducing them to them, letting them lock in, you can truly change your family and you can set the standard like my OG ET say. Let's go. So operating revenue by is advertising, the agency, then the merchandise, the merchant revenues. 2022 operating revenue by region is United States make up 12%. Other make up 8.5%, but the Netherlands make up 78%, 13 billion. Jesus. Whew. That's heavy. Let's go a little further. Then let's just look at it year over year. I like this because we compare them to Bookings Holdings, Airbnb, and Royal Caribbean. 10 years, year over year, they up 228% year over the last 10 years. Of course, Airbnb not going to be up there because they haven't been around 10 years or public for 10 years, but they are blasting Royal Caribbean out the water. When we look at I want to go back year to date, they're up 33%. Airbnb is up 49%. Royal Caribbean year to date is up 105%. That's a lot. I'm not into the cruise ships, y'all, so I wasn't really tripping. Annual return, 2023, 29% annual return. Airbnb, 44% annual return. Royal Caribbean is 96%. But if we look at 2021, Airbnb returned 13%, Royal Caribbean 2.9%, and Bookings Holdings is 7%. So we're not mad at that. Yo, the airlines and the cruise ships just been on a tear, man. Let's go a little further. All right, I want you to see the revenue, how it goes. So we look at, again, I want you to look at it, 391 million in brand advertisement, net income growth in the billions. Open Table, Kayak, Booking.com, Priceline, and rental cars are the 5 strong suits they have. Open Table, Kayak, Booking.com, Priceline, and rentalcars.com is how they make their bread. Right quick, y'all. Y'all want to flush it up, flip it. All right, let's go a little further. All right, here's their competitor. Their biggest competitor is Expedia. I thought it was great for you to understand. So Expedia has hotels.com, Hotwire, Travelocity, Cheap Tickets, HomeAway, Travelgo, and Orbitz worldwide. Priceline has Bookings.com has Bookings, Rocket Miles, Hotels Combined, RentalCar.com, and OpenTable. So these are the biggest two players in the game when it comes to booking your flights, hotels, rental cars, reserving a table, dinner reservations. This them right there. All right, let's go a little further. Then when we just look at it, man, current PE 24, I like this. They trade at 21% under fair value. Earnings forecast is to grow at least 12% over the next year. Earnings grew by 673% over the last year. That is crazy. I do like the fact that their short-term debts are covered by the short-term assets. They have $17 billion in assets short-term, $11 billion in assets liability short-term. Long-term assets, $17 billion, exceed the long-term liabilities of $13 billion. The interest coverage ratio is covered, which is good. The debt is covered well by their operating cash flow, and that's something I like. I like when a business has operating cash flow that covers its debt. Essentially, that's like saying the money you make from your first job covers all your bills. You don't got to get a side hustle. You don't got to get a side job. You don't got to do none of that. I like that. And they have more cash than total debt. I like that as well. Let's go a little further. All right, man, so we talked about Bookings Holdings. I want us to see how do we feel about Bookings Holdings. All right, let's go a little further. So this is when we talk about our well track. Y'all know I like to find, I've been digging, y'all. Woo, I've been digging. And I found this one. This one is, I like this one. So this one is the Mighty Odin. I think that's his name. Maybe I pronounced it wrong. All right? He says something. We taking over from the NASDAQ to the DAX. Tax-free, we guerrilla militant blacks, corporate execs, GPS on the private jets. Our stock is high. Right there, I like that. Think you might want to invest. And then he says it again. We taking over the NASDAQ. It was a hook to the DAX. Tax-free, we guerrilla militant blacks, corporate execs, GPS on private jets. Our stocks is high. Think you might want to invest. So the reason why I like that, because he started off by saying we taking over from the NASDAQ to the DAX. I don't know what the DAX is. I don't know. It might be the hometown or something like that. But it's just telling me that we going to invest. We going to invest. We going on the NASDAQ. Tax-free, we guerrilla militant blacks. I like the tax-free ideas. For me, it's a concept of playing a tax game. And when he says corporate execs, I think he's tying in tax-free with corporate taxes and corporate executives. Flying on a GPS on a private jet, that kind of tells me, when I'm thinking about that, he's using assets, he's using stock is high, he's using those as a comparison. I'm not saying it's cold-blooded. I'm saying the comparisons that he's using in here is a great idea for a well track because he's tying in so many different things. He's tying in it's a German market. Okay, yeah, I like that. I didn't even know that. You caught me off guard. Yep, from the NASDAQ to the DAX. See, I didn't even know that one. You caught me off guard. So that's even better. From the NASDAQ to the DAX, the German stock market. So American stock market to the German stock market. Thank y'all for that. Like, I don't mind y'all help me that. So that was real dope. That make even more sense. From the American stock market to the German stock market. Tax-free, we black gorilla. I like that. Corporate execs, I like that. GPS on a private jets, our stock is high. I like that comparison. So I think you might want to invest. I like the way he played on all of those different things at one time. I was reading, I was like, oh, this is dope. I like this. I didn't get a chance to really listen to the song all the way like I want to because I got it maybe like 2 hours before the show. So So that was definitely, I like the dope bars in there. I would definitely have to listen to it to really like put it together. But just the nuances that he put in there, I was like, oh, that's cold-blooded. Like, I like that. I like the metaphors he used in that. So shout out to this king. No. I can't play the songs because it would be a copyright infringement. Y'all can, that's why I put the song, then you go listen to it. Jose will be like, nah, bruh. Jose will flush the shit out of that. All right, man. So, listen. So now we're going to get in our wise words from the OG. You know, this week we talked about financial therapy. We talked about being exclusively, who's the one who is exclusively changing the dynamics of our family. Who is the network multiplier? And I didn't say net worth, I said net worth. Who is the net worth multiplier? Who is the person that amplifies the vision for the family? Who amplifies the mission for the family? Who is actively working to close the wealth gap in your family? A lot of times we get so caught up in how do we close the wealth gap? How do we close the wealth gap? There would have to be a total redistribution of wealth to close the wealth gap. So my goal isn't to focus on closing the wealth gap as a whole. My goal is if I can close the wealth gap in my family, and then my family, the people in my family and the people in my friend circle, if we can close the wealth gap amongst one another, then they can talk to the people they know, and then they talk to the people they know, then collectively we do it as a whole and not even know it. What is the new quota? What are the new standards? What is the strategy? Do we now take the new strategy and make the old strategy, the old information obsolete? This book I read one time called Black Men, Obsolete and Dangerous. It was an amazing book. But here's what they say. They say if you had a wealth distribution and you divided the wealth equally amongst everybody, they said in 10 years, the people who had the wealth would be richer. That means we didn't eradicate anything. That means we didn't eradicate the old system. We didn't eradicate the old blueprint. The old blueprint is not obsolete. We didn't unsubscribe to our old way of thinking. Who is the multiplier? Who is the distributor? Who is the person who comes and distributes the information? Who is the person that comes and breaks down the information? Who is the person that comes and breaks down the investment plan? Who is the person that puts a strategy in place that not that I can hold, but that my daughter can hold and that the generations behind us can hold? Who is the person that says, I'm going to disrupt the flow? I'm the person that is going to change our last name. I'm the person who's going to change the dynamics. I am the multiplier. Who is willing to take that burden on? Because it's a burden in the beginning. It's a burden in the beginning. It's a burden in the beginning because nobody's ever done it, but everybody has an opinion on how it should get done. Nobody's ever done it, but everybody has an opinion on how it should get done. And we wind up going nowhere. Who initiates it? Who sets the vision? Who sets the standard? Who sets the goal? Who is that person? Let's go back to the mantra. I am the architect. Financial therapy. I told y'all earlier, I want you to go get uncomfortable. You gotta have a new type of prestige. I walk through my world, I walk through life knowing that I am the one that's changing my family. I walk through it knowing that the people who know me, I walk through it knowing that my family and my loved ones, when they see me, they can't do nothing but say, yo, he on it. I gotta congratulate him. But guess what? He ain't leave me behind. He ain't leave me behind. Because if I left you behind, I don't leave my people behind. But I know there's moments on the journey where I gotta leave them because I gotta go in uncharted waters and I gotta say, I can't take you with me right here. I gotta go see what the tide like. I gotta go see what the weather like. I gotta go check the temperature. I gotta go get the cut and bruises because like Wolverine, I can heal from it, but I gotta look at the data inside the cuts. I gotta look at the data inside the losses. So now when I come back to y'all, I'm teaching y'all not from book knowledge, but from experience. And so now when I come back, I know the path. Hey, don't step there, step here. Yo, don't go there, go here. Follow me. A lot of times we don't want to take that journey. We so focused on getting everybody to come with us. I need y'all to come with me. I need y'all to come with me. But you don't know the way. And so now when they know you don't know the way, when you lost, they saying we lost. And now you spending too much time arguing with them that you not lost instead of finding a way. So that's why when I go, I come back, I know exactly how to go. I know exactly where we going. I know exactly where the bear trap's at. I know exactly where the hunter's at. I know exactly where the loophole's at. I know exactly how to go get it. Because I've been there. I went and got the scars because I wasn't scared of the scars. And when I came back, I said, yo, this how we set the accounts up. This how we set the kids up. This how we set the custodial accounts up. This how we structure the business. This the books we got to read. This the information we got to read. This the courses we got to take. This the notes I took on the way. You take the notes, you read them, and then you put them in your word. Now we talking family SOPs. Who is the multiplier? I told y'all the prognosis does not have to be provisional. It doesn't have to be temporary. It can occur over and over again. It can be permanent, but we want the right thing to be permanent. We want the right information to be permanent. But here's the thing. Anybody in your family has the prerogative to do anything they want to do. You ain't tripping. You ain't tripping. I teach stocks. I teach investing. I teach financial literacy. I teach about financial trauma, but guess what? If anybody in my family doesn't come to me to get the information, if anybody in my circle doesn't come to me to get the information, if anybody from my hood, if anybody from New Orleans that I was rocking with don't come to me for the information, I'm not mad at them. I'm cool. But I will not downplay what I'm doing because you don't want the information. I will not let you try to dim my light because you don't want the information. Until your people unsubscribe from what they have, the best thing that you can ever do is to show them through your actions. Show them you've set a new standard. Show them you live in a different life. Show them you think a different way. Set new habits. We are prisoners and slaves to our own habits that are destructive. And until you change, until you incorporate new strategy, you will keep reliving the same nightmare. Because you're looking on the outside and you're not doing the inside work that truly causes change. Financial therapy. Have the uncomfortable conversation with yourself. Because once you do that, see, I had to tell myself, Trap, what we doing wrong, bro? Why we... You are supposed to make that. You can do it again. You are supposed to be here. In order to achieve different things in life, you have to grow. And the only way you can grow is to get dirty. And my acronym for grow is getting rid of weaknesses. getting rid of weaknesses. Grow. What is it you have to grow from? And I promise once you acknowledge that, it's a game changer for you. It's your boy, the Wall Street Trappin, man. This is episode 49. I love y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in. I will see you all next week, same time, same place. Listen, we got a tour, y'all. Man, let's kill that, man. If you come here every week, if you made some money with Trap, if this has changed your life, I definitely want to see you on a tour. I'm telling you, I don't got the celebrities, but I got the information. The information that's going to change your life, the information that's going to change your family life, the information that's changed my life. I promise you, you will leave there equipped, empowered, and ready to take a journey and be confident about that journey. The opportunities become endless once we move into the equation with confidence. My goal is to help you build the confidence, man. So get your tickets and listen. Man, we dropping an episode every day, y'all. Make sure you go to Apple Podcasts. That's the premier one. Then go to Spotify. Go to all other podcast platforms and download the episodes, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I looked at that and I said, there's no way there's 21 shows better than us. There's not 21 shows that put out better information than us. There's not 21 shows that communicate to you in the way that you understand. There's not 21 shows in the financial game that you can listen to for 15 to 20 minutes without going to sleep. There's not 21 shows better than us. So I need all y'all to go to Apple, take that link, listen to it, download it, follow it. That's how you automatic download it. Send it out to all your people and do some homework behind it, man. It's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper. I love y'all. I'm going to see y'all next week.
Tony on the track.